You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Whoa, we got a little cloudy day here in Jacksonville, but a beautiful day in a way because, the Jags are 3-1. I'm looking out at the baseball grounds where the Shrimp just won a championship in the AAA, and we are now inside VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena for a major announcement today regarding the Upshot League, which we know is the new women's basketball league, spearheaded right here in Jacksonville with Zoyer Sports and Donna Orender and Andy Kaufman, and they've got a big announcement today. They will name the first head coach of the new team in Jacksonville, and they'll also name the name of the new team in Jacksonville. So we could do the guess the name game if we really wanted to. But that's what we're here for today. We're actually going to carry that live, a little news conference for about 15 minutes in the 11 o'clock hour. Exciting deal here. They announced the team in Savannah yesterday, announcing a couple more teams next week along the southeast, including Greensboro as well. Maybe Charlotte was the other one. So pretty cool stuff going on with women's hoops. A development league, basically, up to the WNBA. There's no in-between college and the WNBA, and that's kind of where this is going to fit. It's going to grow rapidly by every indication, and we're here for the announcement today. So we got a lot happening in Jacksonville, and you made it back to Jacksonville.
Yeah, I made it back to Jacksonville. A little jet lag, but thank God I got all these bright lights shining in my eyes to really kind of, wake me up and get me back on the proper time schedule and everything. But, I was, 12 hours. I guess it would be 12 hours ahead, and even though I was 12 hours ahead, still got to watch the Jaguars game and everything and cheer from a distance, but a really cool game to watch, even though it was, obviously 4 o'clock in the morning over there in Australia.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So it's 4, that makes sense.
Yep,
and so you got up for it.
Yeah.
Because that had been on Monday morning for you.
That would have been Monday morning. So, ended up, getting up and everything, watching all the whole round of slate of football, and I was able to, I'm not going to say where I watched it, obviously, wink, wink, but I was able to watch the Jags game, and what a win that was, yeah.
Yeah, what a win it was. We're going to talk even more about it. We've been talking a little bit about it as we get ready. Now, what's really kind of like a pushback day, the Jags are not back at it today. They usually would be. But at least for the media standpoint, this would usually be a big day where you go talk to Coen in the locker room and everybody else and start getting ready for a Sunday game. But because of Monday Night Football, that clock and that calendar has changed a little bit. When did you get back? When did you fly out?
So we flew out. Man, I'm so confused right now with the dates and everything. So we flew out. It would have been Tuesday morning there, and then I got back kind of like yesterday evening.
Tuesday morning there. That is really confusing.
Yeah, it's not something I can just
yeah, because today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, yeah.
How long is this going to take you to catch up?
No, I mean, I'm actually pretty good right now.
Are you?
Because my whole goal was when we flew from Perth to Qatar, then Qatar to here. Well, I'm sorry, Qatar to JFK, then JFK to here. I tried to arrange it so I was on the Jacksonville sleep schedule already.
Okay.
But by the time I got to Qatar, I was trying to adjust it and everything. So I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All right. Well, that's good. Good deal. What was your just give us a couple of thoughts. We've been talking about it for 3 days now.
Yeah.
But what was your takeaway other than heck of a win and the Jags obviously going to 3-1?
Obviously a heck of a win. I assume the biggest storyline of that game was Liam Coen and Robert Saleh after.
That might have been a bit.
I understand, which, I mean, the storyline should be how good this defense is and how they might have the best defense right now. Them Cleveland Browns could be 1 and 2, but they might have the best defense right now in the NFL, and I'm sure that storyline kind of got buried a little bit simply because of the altercation that occurred after the game. And, the more that I thought about it, and obviously I watched all the follow-up and everything in the press conference of what Liam Coen said, wanted to keep it kind of in-house, which I respect and everything. The more I kind of gauge who Liam Coen is, because we had him on the show once, and I've never really got to really speak with him or get to know who he is. Just I kind of go by what I see in the media, what I see by his press conferences, and what his players say about him. We always want to talk about the 180 from Doug Peterson when he was here to Liam Coen. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed so far is, do you remember when Doug Peterson and Press Taylor first got hired? And I think it was John Shipley wrote this article, if I'm not mistaken. Friend of the show, John Shipley. He talked about Bruce Lee, and he talked about B. Water. You remember that whole thing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and I remember, I think it was, I want to make sure I give the people the proper credit. I think it was John Shipley. And the whole premise of Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, when this offense came in and everything, was be like water, right? Where if you pour water into a glass, it's the glass, right? So you almost just kind of go with the flow a little bit, and you almost just kind of take what the defense gives you. If you're on defense, you take what the offense gives you. Okay, cool. And that was the motto for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I love how Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, and Liam Coen have come in here, and they've taken another Bruce Lee analogy, even though they may not even know they've done it. And instead of the whole be water thing, they've taken the other big comment from a Bruce Lee fan, which I am, is emotional content. And that's what the Jaguars have found now is emotional content. And if you go back to, when they drafted Travis Hunter, right? What did James Gladstone say? He's going to change the game. That's emotional content because everybody in the media felt a certain type of way about it. We all celebrated it. Some people questioned it, but it got people talking. When we talk about what Robert Saleh said then, whatever, how many days it was ago, because once again, I'm jet lagged like a mother. When we talk about Robert Saleh saying the comments of, stealing like Liam Coen did Robert Saleh genuinely give a compliment like he said? Maybe, maybe not. But I think Liam Coen used that as emotional content. And when after the game, when you could have just said, you know what? We beat this 49ers offense. We beat this team. We can walk off the field with our heads held high because we beat them. That's all that matters. Liam Coen opted to go with emotional content. And he opted to go up to Robert Saleh and kind of give a piece of his mind a little bit. I think a lot of coaches wouldn't have done that. He chose to. So it's almost like now they're finding ways to rally as a team, right? I think a couple years ago when Doug Peterson was here, they couldn't really rally behind anything. When you had the opportunity to rally behind the Houston Texans cheap shotting your quarterback, you didn't. That was the telling sign right there, where if you can't rally behind that, then you guys can't rally together at all. We're seeing them rallying behind now, and once again, I know Liam Coen kind of kept it under wraps, but I guarantee in those meeting rooms playing the Houston Texans, they want to talk about that cheap shot on Trevor Lawrence and trying to get their just due. That's emotional content. I think when we talk about the Robert Saleh stuff, that's emotional content. And it almost seems now, like if you see the national narrative, what's happening to the Jacksonville Jaguars, a lot of people aren't liking the Jags.
No.
And that's great, right? Because you're not in the league to be liked. I would rather be unliked and be respected than be respected, or I'm sorry, than not be respected and be super liked.
Yeah,
And,
I agree.
And that's what Liam Coen, I think, in this whole regime is bringing to the table. It's almost like it's kind of like it's us versus them mentality. And now you're starting to see a little bit of Jaguars fans versus the entire National Football League in terms of us versus them. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting way to say it, and I think it is it does have that feel, and this is where I was from for the last 2 days. I'm like, don't apologize for it, because you know how these things go. It's we'll hear from Robert Saleh. He didn't apologize, but he definitely took the high road, and I mean, I kind of respect the way he answered it. You can respect the high road, but in a way, it's like, don't come out Monday and be like, I should have never done that. That was my thing. I shouldn't have never done that. Be who you are, right? And also, I think let these guys rally around it. They did rally around it. I think Jacksonville's rallied around it. You're 3-1, and you're not 1-3. You might have to apologize if you're 1-3, right?
Sure.
But you're not. So I think right now all those things are true. Whether they're doing it on purpose or not, it might just be kind of who they are. I don't find a lot of calculation, if you will, from Liam Coen and this regime. I do find plan, but I just don't know if. I think some of these things just come up sometimes. I don't think this was a calculated emotional content piece.
No, I mean, not necessarily, but I do think that based off of what you've heard even in training camp, right, when maybe some players weren't performing to the best of their abilities and there had to be some maybe behind the closed-door meetings, I do feel like there is more of holding guys accountable, but also just speaking the truth.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I think, with prior regimes, you talk about, okay, maybe if a guy's not doing something right, you just kind of let it go. You're being a pro athlete, whatever the case. I think now we're seeing this regime come in and hold guys accountable, but also be vocal about it and not have to apologize for it. Like you said, don't apologize for anything. And that's what I'm looking at with Liam Coen right now and James Gladstone. And then here's the beauty about it. Behind this 3-1 run so far that they're on, we're not having necessarily the headlines of, well, what's up with Travis Hunter?
I know it.
You're not having the headlines of, well, is Trevor Lawrence the guy or not? That really doesn't matter, right? If you're 1-3 right now, the leading story is going to be Travis Hunter and how he's being used.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're 1-3 right now, the leading story could be, okay, Trevor Lawrence, man, when's he going to get it together? Like,
what's going on?
It doesn't matter.
Lead the league
right?
in penalties.
Exactly, and penalties and everything. But that doesn't matter because you're 3-1, and you're 3-1 not because of necessarily your offense. You're 3-1 more because I think of your attitude, of your defense, obviously, and then the special teams really shined against San Fran.
Absolutely. Hey, let's get into the Robert Saleh piece of this and just kind of put a bow on this whole conversation that's been running for 3 days. And Robert Saleh, again, he took the high road. Here's what he had to say about the situation yesterday in San Francisco.
No, it's all good. Whatever happened on Sunday doesn't change how I feel. I in my heart, genuinely was trying to give a compliment, and I own the fact that I probably used it was a wrong choice of words. But however you want to word it, I mean they're really really good at putting their players in position to be successful. You know, as coaches, we're always chasing leverage. They're trying to have winning leverage. We're trying to take leverage away, and everyone in the league is trying to find every avenue they can. And as a coach, watching their tape, I recognize the amount of hours that must be spent to be able to build formations and to find every little indicator they can to give their players a chance to be in a successful position. It's exhausting, and every team does it. Some do it better than others, and it was my way of acknowledging that these guys are really, really, really good at it. And and like I said, Sunday doesn't change that. I think Liam's doing a hell of a job. I really do. You can tell that team is really taking on his personality, and I hope they came out of the game healthy, and I wish them the best of luck throughout the rest of the season. But I wish I could have found a better choice of words, but my intent was always to compliment that staff.
Have you reached out in the aftermath to the other one?
No.
Your intent after the game to seek him out and sort of explain to him what you just explained?
The intent was to say exactly what I just said, that I think he's doing a really nice job, which I do. That football team is playing and taking on his personality. They're playing violently on the offensive line, and their running backs are running really hard, and I think they're doing a really, really nice job. And I just wanted to let him know that I appreciate the way he's going about his business with his football team.
Well, there you go. There's Robert Saleh talking about the situation. And, again, I say takes the high road. I think he and also Kyle Shanahan, even if you go to last week, and really where this all started, this would not have been a story for the last 4 or 5 days now if he did not say sign stealing. Like, nobody would have ever said anything if he just said tendencies. Yeah. Like, it wasn't a story until you said that, and then it opened the door. So, good for Saleh to admit that and say he was wrong in saying it that way. I think that's what really started this whole thing. Now, the underbelly of it all is, hey, did Coen take it to heart too much? You can argue that. Obviously, the 49ers will. Yeah. Also, the other underbelly here is these two guys were the leading candidates for the head coaching job here in Jacksonville, which is fascinating in all of that. I know Saleh. He's a good dude. Was this gamesmanship? Was this just a bad choice of words? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, but hell, we appreciate it because it was a fun 5 days.
No, well, we appreciate it. And once again, I don't know Robert Saleh personally, and I have to believe that he didn't mean any ill will by the words that he said talking about Liam Coen before that game. Now, could he have choose his words better? Sure, right? It's the whole stealing thing, right? And I'm sure you guys have already beat that horse to death. He should have probably phrased his words better. He didn't, and now we're here, and that's fine. But once again, I just think that Liam Coen had the opportunity to say, hey, we won. I don't got to get in his face. We're all good. I mean, I wouldn't want to – Robert Saleh is a little intimidating of a dude, right?
Yeah, he is.
Pounding stadium runs before games.
He's been doing that for years, by the way. Yeah. Head coach, too, of the Jets.
Yeah, he's an intimidating dude. But once again, and people want to make the biggest deal about it. I think this is from more of a national level than it is from the local level. People want to make a giant deal about it, and that's their prerogative. That's fine. I just look at how the players handled that. Right? Yeah. And you saw Robert Hainsey. I think you saw Walker Little. The players are ready to go to war for Liam Coen. Now, keep in mind what we're talking about. This guy's been here for how long?
6 months,
this is his first year, and we're talking, we're at that time, you're 4 games in, and you're ready to go to swing for your coach, essentially. To me, that speaks volumes. So once again, if you want to paint the Jacksonville Jaguars from a national standpoint of, they're cocky or they're arrogant or, they're going to get theirs one day, go ahead and paint them like that. Because at the end of the day, the locker room right now seems united. And then the locker room is united to defend and have Liam Cohen's back. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Say what you want from the Nationals level, that's cool. Like, I think that locker room now in Jacksonville, it's tight-knit. They believe in themselves, and that's showing in their play.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's been an interesting start to the year, obviously, between him and Trevor, and I think it was week 2 on the road with Cincinnati, and then this situation, but all with wins as well. And it sets the table for a Monday night football game that we'll talk a little bit about. And, one thing that we're going to take a time out here in a second, but one thing that's interesting about this football game, it's a bit gravy in one sense because the Jags are already 3-1. I don't think many people anticipated that happening. Now, you go get it when you can get it. This is a gettable game because Kansas City's okay right now, quite frankly. Now, Kansas City's still Kansas City in terms of pedigree, but so is San Francisco. That's what I keep saying made that win so good, is that San Francisco, even when they're not good, they find ways to win. Kansas City's like that too, right? Even if they're not running up and down the field and scoring 50 points. And that's the Kansas City outfit that we have right now. The Jags are playing real confident. This will be as confident as going against that team probably since the playoff game, where the Jags feel good about themselves. But there's another element here. You mentioned cleaning up penalties. The Jags could clean up stuff on third down, on defense even though they're playing so well. But what if? How about you ask the what if here of what if Trevor, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, 2 of those 3 guys, really have a game, and they do it in front of everybody. That's kind of what feels like is missing still here in Jacksonville, despite being 3-1.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what a time for it to happen. One, because it kind of has to happen sooner or later. You can't just keep playing like this on offense with one-dimensional, with your running game really being the only thing, I don't think. I mean, you got to make plays in the passing game. They did on the one drive.
Sure.
But outside of that, they really didn't in the second half, outside of that third down conversion to Hunter Long.
Yeah, but I also feel like, if you can run the football and you can play great defense, then you have an opportunity to win football games. And that's what they have right now, right? This is their identity. I think we expected to see a little more explosive offensive firepower with Liam Cohen and everything, and we haven't seen that. But they've been able to rely on that defense and pounding the rock. And if that's going to be your identity going forward, then more power to you, right? You eventually want to see Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. get it together and help contribute, right? Because it's all about complementary football. But right now, I'll take a team that can pound the rock and can play solid defense, because no matter who you're playing against, you have a chance to win a football game. I think if you compare it to last year, right? You want to talk about that Bills primetime game. You want to talk about the Lions, when you travel to Detroit. Those were blowouts. That could be maybe one of the biggest differences from this year to last year so far is you aren't going to see blowouts with this team. This team's going to control the time of possession. This team's going to stop, I think, even legit offenses and keep you in football games. So we've come a long way from now, here comes that blowout game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here come the Kansas City Chiefs to town. We've seen this story before on Monday Night Football, right? It's going to be a blowout. Hell no. This is a different team now, and this is a different philosophy. And I think being able to run the football and playing great defense helps that out a lot.
We'll talk more about that game. We're going to take a break. We're live here at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. We've got a big announcement starting to build the crowd. 11 o'clock coming up. The new Upshot League gets announced. They've got the black cloth over all the gear and the souvenirs and the announcement. They want to keep it a secret. I might have seen it. They might. I want to keep it a secret. The color scheme, the new nickname, the new coach, the mascot name, if you will. It's coming up here today at about 11 o'clock for this new women's basketball league. Across the country, it will grow. Right now, it starts with 4 teams in the Southeast, and we are live downtown on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnicht. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnicht. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Well, Brent's got to be feeling pretty happy with himself. His Boston Red Sox take Game 1 against the New York Yankees last night. Watched a whole lot of baseball yesterday on the plane from JFK coming here to Jacksonville.
Atta baby.
I can't believe I haven't heard anything yet about the Cincinnati Reds making the playoffs, but truth be told, and Hamby, you can go ahead and thank the Milwaukee Brewers for this one because I know you don't like the New York Mets. Mm-hmm. I am under the impression that the Brewers on purpose threw like the last 3 or 4 games so the Mets wouldn't get in the postseason, and the Reds did. Now, I probably can't hear Hamby because we can't hear anything back in the studio. But go ahead and thank the Milwaukee Brewers and Pat Murphy for that one, because I feel like that was by design. Anytime you just all of a sudden have Christian Yelich leading off, you take Selfie out of the lineup and everything, and you just kind of interchange some random pitching scenarios. Yeah, they didn't want the Mets in the postseason. They said, go ahead and give us the Reds. And, well, we saw what the Reds did last night. Welcome back to the Brent and Austen show. Hamby, if you're talking, I don't think we can hear you right now. Welcome back, Brent. Got me out of the sunlight a little bit and back in the shadows. I appreciate it.
Yeah, now you're dark, so I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, well, oh, jeez. This dude is all about getting the perfect shot, you know? Content, perfect shot, absolutely. But how are you feeling about your Red Sox, though, last night?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to set all this up to make it look like crap.
I guess so, man.
I mean, I got set it all up. We got to look a little better. This looks a little better now. That makes me I got a little better than it just did.
I'm in like the
problem
Bohemian Rhapsody video.
Yeah, the problem
is
just we got that. There's a light up there I can't do anything about. That was unpredictable.
Yeah.
But there's a standard set. I've got people in the industry that will watch this be like, Brent, what the hell are you doing out there? So I got to try. I might mess around with that a little bit more, but I also don't want to blind you.
Oh, no, I mean, it's cool. I just did the first segment completely, couldn't even see anything, but we're all good.
You were up in the clouds like you were flying still.
Literally up in the clouds.
And it's for the Red Sox. That was a hell of a win, wasn't it, for the Red Sox? And listen, I'm not going to go talk garbage with I'm not, I tell everybody, I don't lock in every Red Sox game anymore, but obviously it's fun to watch them in the playoffs. You do like that part, and fun to just beat the Yankees. That was a heck of a game. It was a really good baseball game.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if Hamby was talking or not, or he can, who knows? We
can't tell.
Yeah, he can't figure that out. But to me, on the baseball side of things, the difference between the Red Sox and the Yankees in this last, really 20-year run probably, however you want to characterize it, where the Red Sox have just been better. Obviously, the Yankees won the one World Series, I think, in 2009. And now the Red Sox have won 9 of the last 10 playoff games against the Yankees, including 5 on the road, which is nuts.
Got their number.
But, I mean, that's just weird to say out loud because of the previous 80 years, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing that's different is Sedano has this 11-pitch at-bat, if you were watching that game, and it's a great at-bat in the 7th inning, I want to say, or whenever they took the lead. I think it was the 7th inning. And 11-pitch at-bat. And then guys at that time were having great at-bats against Fried, even if he was getting them out. And then they take the extra base. See, to me, that's the stuff that the Yankees don't do. The Yankees come out in the 8th inning with Crochet at 94 pitches, and they swing, 6-pitch inning. He's at 100. He's able now to come out for the 8th inning because of it.
Sure.
So in the 7th inning, that would have been. I mean, so they don't get him out of the game in the 7th, and they don't have to face anybody but him and Chapman.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the difference, is just the small stuff about baseball. I think the Red Sox over the years have done a lot better, and other teams like the Astros have done a lot better than the Yankees. They're built on Judge and Stanton and this power game, and it shows up. Look at Stanton. Stanton can't put the ball in play with nobody out and the bases loaded. I mean, the Red Sox, I think the Houston Astros, I think your Milwaukee Brewers, I think the Dodgers, I think those teams would have got the job done in that spot. Now, again, you're going against Chapman. He's really good. But I think they would get the job done in that spot. And the Yankees, to me, just don't. And a lot of it's stylistic, where they just don't play that way for the most part up and down their lineup.
Yeah.
Brewers play that way.
No, Brewers definitely. I mean, they have to play that way. I mean, obviously, I've been gone the past week, so I haven't really had my finger on the pulse in terms of the morale of action sports Jax. But is Dan a little upset with how the Brewers maybe handled the situation with the Reds and not letting the Mets get in the postseason?
You know, I didn't really. I haven't talked to Dan about the Mets. I didn't bring it up to him. Yeah, I haven't seen him much other than Monday night, and so I didn't really talk to him much about it. I didn't want to rub dirt on it. I think it was a little anticipated more on just how the Mets were playing. I mean, you were just probably just the inevitable was about to happen. Mets really haven't been a good team since the first 2 months of the year.
No, of course, but when you're
they were very good at that time.
Listen, and this was literally the only time that I was kind of cheering for I don't want to say I was cheering for the Reds to make it in because I never cheer for the Reds to make it in, but I did enjoy New York Mets fans on Twitter squirm and beg the Brewers to actually win baseball games so they could get in. Like, I thought it was a masterclass done by the Brewers organization that says, hey, remember when you guys hit the walk-off against Williams and you're slamming your helmets on the ground and everything and celebrating in our field? Well, go ahead and check this out. You want some help this year? Nah. Hey, Reds, go ahead and have this postseason victory. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I enjoyed it.
I'll tell you what, the Reds almost made the Dodgers nervous last night.
A little bit.
But
it's
Hunter
baseball,
Green did. All the aces were awesome. Hunter Green, obviously, making his debut was not. And Dodgers kind of turn it on. Ohtani hits 2 home runs. But you think about the big names in the sport in baseball, like when you have the NBA playoffs or the NFL playoffs, you think about the big names and how they perform. Well, how about Scooball and obviously Crochet and Freed, I wouldn't say Boyd's a big name, but he pitched a great game for the Cubs. And then Ohtani gets it done. I mean, and even in the ninth, I mean, Judge actually came through with a hit in an important spot. So, I mean, your stars of the game, of the sport, were really on display, I think, in that opener. Yeah. And we'll see what happens today.
Yeah, I mean, Scooball was probably like one of the best pitcher performances I've seen in a very long time. That dude was untouchable, it seemed like.
Yeah, those guys, man, he is a horse.
It's crazy.
Can they win? I think they might sneak in. I think that I picked it yesterday. I was like, I think the Tigers could get a second wind here. I think they're a good team. And when you have that guy who you almost think is going to get you 1 win in a 3-game set for sure, 2 wins in a 5 or 7 game set at least in the 7-gamer. So, I mean, it really gives you an advantage when you go out there and you're almost like, check, we got the win.
It gives you a huge advantage, and listen, like they've been free falling, the past couple months or so.
Yeah.
So like it's crazy because like if you go back to their season 2 years ago, or last year I guess would have been, they're the hottest team in baseball, right? So you go from being the hottest team in baseball last year to now being one of the coldest teams in baseball going into the postseason. But I don't see them going the entire way, Brent. But they can make some noise because when you have the best pitcher I think in baseball right now, that can get done.
How about just your team? I mean, are you confident? I mean, obviously you're hopeful. But there's not a lot of confidence in the Brewers, and I kind of like them, man. Why not? Why can't they do it?
Well, because they haven't done it in the past, number one. Number two, they don't have the household names. There's still some question marks within their rotation. Is Woodruff going to come back and be in time? Because Brandon Woodruff had some arm stuff going on. You talk about Trevor McGill, their closer. They're bringing him back. Was he be ready to go? And is it going to be Uribe in the closer role? So, listen. I'm a Brewers fan, obviously, right? And I want to see them win the whole thing, win it for Bob, right? It kind of just seems like this is the year to do it.
That's true. Kind of forgot about that.
The Phillies scare me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they're good.
I mean, there's another team, I think, they're second right now in ERA the past, month and a half in terms of their pitching. Like, they don't have the household names, but if you've been watching the Phillies, they've been pitching very well. They have the bats. They have the grittiness with Harper. Like, they have a lot of things that you like, and maybe the best closer in baseball right now, too, as well.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm a little biased with Uribe, but, I mean, they probably have the best closer in baseball, so there's a lot of things that you have to like about the Phillies. But I do like the fact that Brewers can either go through the Padres or the Cubs for that first round and then meet them, in the final, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think I like the Brewers, actually, because I like this kind of style of ball in the playoffs. I do like that. I know why people are picking against them. I would also say, though, the Dodgers, they just know how to win this time of year. And Ohtani's pitched awesome. Mm-hmm. So, they've got him, his last 20 innings, I think he's given up 1 run. So, they have worked this to perfection to get him in the spot. And, man, is he money. Yeah. He's just so good. I mean, two balls he just hit on the screws yesterday.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And usually, and it's not – this is the cool thing about baseball, right, is you can have that small market team – without your household names and go a long way in this postseason. But at the same time, when you have the big bats, when you have the household names, genuinely, those have success in terms of winning a World Series.
Yeah, they usually do. So, hey, good stuff there. Let's get back to some football talk a little bit on the Jags. You're a big Chiefs guy because they win.
Yeah.
What do you think about this game? We're way off, and we'll talk a bunch about it. But what do you think about this game against the Chiefs and how the Jags are playing versus they're playing? How big of a game is it from maybe a statement standpoint. And gosh, man, to get to 4-1. See, I think the hidden story here is if you're going to be good enough to knock on the door of even a wild card, depending on what goes on in the AFC South. And right now the Jags are in position that if you project, you could certainly see them in a wild card race based on the second half of the year in their schedule, even if Indy is good.
Yeah.
Well, these are the kind of games you got to win because you already lost to Cincinnati, so you'd lose a tiebreaker there. But Cincinnati's probably in a lot of trouble, so that you might get away with that. Kansas City's probably not going to be in a lot of trouble. I don't know if they're going to win the West, but I do think they might be in the mix. And if you could beat them, now you own a tiebreaker over them in whatever scenario plays out later in January.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I know it's fun to kind of talk about the playoffs and look ahead. I'm not even really concerned about that because to me it's more about exercising your demons, right? And so far right now they've been 2 for 3, you know, and you have a chance to run the table now with the Kansas City Chiefs. You beat the Texans at home. Exercise that demon.
Mm-hmm.
You won on the West Coast against the 49ers, who've kind of had your number. Exercise that demon. Now, can you win on prime time in a highly anticipated prime time game? You do that, you exercise that demon, the sky's the limit, I think, for this team. So, and listen, with the Kansas City Chiefs, it's always the same, right? Like, you can sit here and say they can't run the football, which they really can't. You can sit here and say their offensive weapons don't really scare you, right? Like, yes, I think it helps having who's the guy that just came back? Wide receiver. Worthy. Yeah, thank you. Worthy's coming back. Rasheed Rice still out and everything. But you see, like, Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown. Like, yeah, if this was the 2014-15s, you might be scared with these guys. These guys don't really scare you right now. But the fact is that they have probably the best coach in the National Football League. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. Anytime you have that, you have an opportunity to win a football game. And guess what? They have a pretty good defense as well. So, yeah, could you sit here and say, yeah, you stop that run game and you're going to be good to go? Sure, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Like, I feel like they don't ever make anything easy on you.
Yeah, they don't make it easy on you. Their defense is good, too. I don't know what the fix is to get the Jags offense going. I don't feel like against the Chiefs. This feels like you play against the Patriots, right, in the last 20 years. You can't make these mistakes. You can't make so many mistakes. Now, they got away with some passes that weren't picked, so they were clean on the turnover front, or maybe the Jags do lose that game against San Francisco. So can you stay clean on the turnover front or just have one? I think it's a lot to ask to not turn the ball over at all. I mean, usually that's going to happen in a football game, and I also don't think the Jags are going to get 3 or 4 turnovers. So it's like, can you win or even on the turnover battle? We'll see what the Jags can do, but it seems like to me it's that, hey, first down run, but Brian Thomas Jr. has a holding penalty that negates it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the play that you've got to avoid against the Chiefs because you have to do more right than wrong. And overall, the Jags have been doing a lot of right.
Yeah.
But those, to me, are a lot more penalizing against the Chiefs than a lot of teams in the NFL, even the San Francisco 49ers, because quite frankly, 49ers did not play a good football game on Sunday afternoon.
No, and exactly. And, yes, the Jaguars at the end of the year could have a top 5 defense. Like, I think that's fair to say right now. But at the same time, is how many times can this defense truly win you football games before you start pulling on your offense and be like, hey, can you guys have our back a little bit? So this is going to come down, I think, to a little bit more of the passing game, right? Because if I'm Kansas City and I know Joe Cullen's still over there, right? And Joe Cullen now takes pride in stopping the run with that defensive line. So I think, pounding the rock and getting in the run game is going to be a little harder than expected maybe for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they're going to rely on Trevor Lawrence to try to beat them. So this is where the pass game has to come into play. This is where Brian Thomas Jr. has to come in. This is where Travis Hunter, maybe this could be his breakout game. What better way to break out than a Monday Night Football game? And this is where we talk about complementary football of your offense having your defenses back.
Yeah, it'll be something if the Jags can do it and get the win over the Chiefs, of course, to go to 4-1. And 4-1, I think this stretch is massive, right? You can't go on a slide here. You got to win. You got all 3 at home. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You got all 3 games at home. Now, I know one of them's in London, but they're technically home games. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, you're already 2-0 at home. I think that's a big part of it. You're already 1-0 in the AFC South. That's a big part of it. You've got to find a way to scratch out maybe a couple wins and be 5-2 and take advantage of this start over the next 3. And they're going to be physical games. They've been the more physical team in all 4 games so far. Can they do that against the Chiefs? We'll see. I think it's a lot to ask in a way, as you continue to grow this thing. But I also think it's a hell of an opportunity. Like, that's the thing.
No, it's a hell of an opportunity in front of the country. One game. Was it 2 games Monday Night Football or just 1 game? Because I know
it's just one this week, yeah.
All right, cool. Even better. Yeah, I mean, it's your opportunity really to make a name for yourself, right? Because everyone's going to be tuning in. And maybe right now the narrative of people don't like Liam Coen, people like the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, I can tell you what, people are sick and tired of the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So
yeah, they are.
So if this isn't, a sports entertainment business like James Gladstone likes to say, well, business could be booming then if you beat the Kansas City Chiefs on primetime football.
All right, I'm going to do something that I don't usually do. I'm going to stay ahead of the chains here, and we'll hit a break, Hamby. When we come back, a little more football talk. We want to go around the NFL a little bit. You see the news with Dillon Gabriel.
Yep.
Also got some big college football games coming up in our area, Miami, Florida State. So we got more to come with the Chiefs game Monday night, but we've got days and days to preview that. A little Cam Little that we didn't get to yesterday as well, and Jacksonville feud later on. Plus, we will take live the new Upshot League announcement of the Jacksonville team, what will be their full name, and also who will be their new coach. Those details coming up, and we'll give it to you live right here from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Starting to buzz around here now. Good turnout for this announcement coming up with Zoyer Sports as well. The same folks that own the Jacksonville Iceman. Iceman season right around the corner. Hockey is here. It's October 1st, by the way, believe it or not. It's already October 1st. Can't believe it. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jacks, 24/7 Network.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jags Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car.
Try it again.
It's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Oh. Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With gutter helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With gutter helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
After 49 years with the Braves organization, Ryan Snicker will no longer.
Snicker will not return for the Atlanta Braves.
Is that big news?
I don't think it's super surprising news. Hamby, we might be able to hear you now. I'm not sure. Try it if you want. Maybe not.
I don't think you can. It's all good.
Yeah, maybe we can't.
Never mind.
We're trying to figure it out. We'll get it eventually. But I guess that's kind of big news there. Other big news, Dillon Gabriel starting for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Is that surprising to you? And why now? Flacco's going to be the backup, by the way, not Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's necessarily surprising just because, they've been a little stagnant on offense, even though I feel like they don't really have the names to be great. Their defense obviously has been playing pretty well, pretty good football and everything, so they're trying to get their offense to kind of meet them. So, yeah, maybe a little spark of Dillon Gabriel could do its thing. I'm hoping that he doesn't come out and set the league by fire because my son right now is locked in on the Jaguars and being a Jaguars/Broncos fan, and the last thing I need is another Oregon quarterback to come out and establish a name for himself because a lot of things can go well in our house. Browns jerseys and posters aren't one of them.
Yeah, that's not good.
We're all good.
Are you surprised by – I guess we can't be surprised by a little bit of a mess there quarterback-wise. I mean, they created one in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's a mess just because of Sanders and everything? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, well, it doesn't feel like they've got a quarterback. They've got five.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like they've got a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of the Band-Aiding of Flacco and everything else. And I guess a little surprised how defensive-oriented they are, that they're not a little bit better and can find a way with one of these guys their offense to at least be – I mean, their defense is elite. When you're an elite defense like that, you should probably have a couple of wins, right? Or you should be able to be in the mix. They just don't feel like a threat even with an elite defense.
For sure. And I'm not sure how Mason Graham did the last game, but the game before that dude, you want to talk about a guy that could be a difference maker going forward? Like, Mason Graham looks pretty good right now. Like, listen, we're happy to have Travis Hunter and Jacksonville and everything, but, like, I think the Browns are, like, in their side of the trade and everything with Graham. Yeah, I mean, it could be a mess. Like, it's really going to be a mess if Gabriel comes out and doesn't perform right away, because then it's going to be calling for Sanders, right? Like, if Dillon Gabriel can come out and kind of establish himself as, at least a game manager and rely on that defense to win football games, then you're okay. But if he comes out and it's more of the same, then, yeah, you're going to hear the rumblings of Sanders now just because, like, that's the world that we live in.
What else has got you in the NFL? Surprise, the Ravens 1-3. They might not have, or it doesn't look like they're going to have, Lamar Jackson. The Houston Texans play against the Ravens this week.
Yeah.
Apparently that line moved from 3.5 favorite for the Ravens to a 2.5 favorite for the Texans, which seems a lofty move based on, I know Lamar is Lamar, but, Houston is kind of Houston right now too. Is this a game now that Houston can just go get? Because I kind of factored that in as a loss. This might be a heck of a break for the Houston Texans.
It's going to be a huge break, I think. And yeah, I mean, I think, when we talk about Lamar Jackson being worth that many points, absolutely, because that offense runs through him. And who's the backup quarterback?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush? Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's not Lamar Jackson, so – and I do think Houston, if you watched any of that Titans game, I think that they do have is it Titans? Yeah, they play Titans.
Titans, yeah.
Yeah.
Titans are terrible.
They are terrible, but I think Houston may have found a new sense of confidence now because they got that, they're running back in Woody Marks.
Yes.
And by the way, who I talked about before.
Yeah, you love him.
Well, yeah, and actually the Chiefs have a guy like Woody Marks that reminds me of him, where if they actually use him a little more, I think they'd have a lot more success, but it's just a problem that he's a rookie. So keep an eye on that. We'll break that down later on in the week. But no, I mean, the Texans, they're only going to go as far as this offensive line and C.J. Stroud's going to allow them to go. And right now, I don't think it's that much. But if you can get a win over the Ravens, even though without Lamar Jackson, it's still the Ravens' name, that gives you some confidence.
All right. How about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Are they for real with Aaron Rodgers, or have they taken advantage to get off to this 3-1 start over teams like the Patriots, the Minnesota Vikings with Carson Wentz? That's what's hard to tell right now, right? I mean, even the Jags, 3-1, they get to banged-up San Francisco, a struggling Houston, Carolina. I mean, all these teams can say this. I think we have a haves and have-not league, so when you get off to the early start, it's like, okay, who are you beating? And anybody can beat anybody. Carolina, look what they did to Atlanta. I get that, but right now it's a little bit of time and place, and do you get the break playing the team at the right time? Because there are some not-so-good football teams in the league. I don't have a great feel for where Pittsburgh stands, other than I know they win, and Aaron Rodgers certainly helps them.
Yeah, and shout out to them too, right? I mean, you lose your starting back, and you have to bring in Kenneth Gainwell because Jalen Warren sat out that game, and they didn't miss a beat. So they are a talented team. They do scare me a little bit, though, because I'm not sold on their defense. And that's kind of always been their identity of the Pittsburgh Steelers is playing, at least a pretty solid defense, and they don't really have that right now. And I'm not sure what the issue is there. So it's hard for me to ride with the team when I don't even know who they are, because this isn't like a new coaching regime, right? Like Tomlin's been there for a while. He's established what they're supposed to be, and right now they're kind of an anomaly. So, yeah, great team. Not really sure who they are, though.
Is it hard to tell, in your opinion, who's good in the NFL right now because of this haves and have-nots? I said this last year a lot, and I think this was an underspoken thing. The NFL is built on parity, and I get it. Each week, whatever, right? You can see, but you can do that with Florida State and Virginia on Friday night, too. That's sports. But I do feel like there's a gap between the good teams and the bad teams that we really haven't seen much of in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
But last year I thought we saw a lot of it. I mean, you were either good or you weren't. And this year it feels like we're starting to see a similar thing. We're already, I mean, the if you look at the AFC, Austin, Bills are 4-0. We'll see what the Patriots do. The Steelers are 3-1. The Jags and Colts are 3-1. The Chargers are 3-1. That's it. Everybody else is 2-2 or a losing record.
Yeah.
Now, that might just be the part of 4 games in, but you kind of look it down the list. You're like, okay, who's going to really threaten?
Yeah.
That's under 500, other than the Ravens, who you'd think would find it just because you have confidence that they'll find something.
You'd hope.
There's really not a lot to fall in love with of a team that might be just off to a bad start but will rally.
Yeah, so, when we look at, the records and everything, and are these teams pretenders? Are they the real deal? I mean, once you start getting to week 4 and 5, like, that's who you are. Like, what you put on your resume is actually who you are. But I always look to, do they have their identity established? Right? Like, do you know who they are and do you know what they do? And obviously the Buffalo Bills, I mean, they've done that for a while now, with the legs of James Cook and obviously with the arm of and the legs, too, of Josh Allen. With the Patriots, like, you already kind of see it with Vrabel, right? It's that tough-nosed, hard-hitting football, but now you might have a quarterback in Drake May who might be the real deal.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, there you go. The Bengals, obviously, I mean, they're falling just because of losing Joe Burrow. The Ravens, like, I'm still a believer in the Ravens if they can get healthy. Like, it's a little weird, though, because their defense is so porous. And
Defense is
so
bad.
So, like, that makes you a little tentative. But the ability to run the football, and if Lamar Jackson can get back to being healthy, like, yeah, okay. The Colts should be 4-0 right now, but Mitchell made 2 key plays that cost him 14 points, which was absolutely crazy. How he hasn't been cut yet is beyond me. I mean, I think the Colts are a good team. I really do. I don't think it's an anomaly. I don't think it's luck. I mean, if you watch that Rams game, I mean, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
Like, that was ripe for the picking. There's just a couple mental errors that can definitely be cleaned up.
You really think he should be cut?
Nah, I'd probably be benched a little bit, though, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, did you watch it?
I saw the highlights stuff of it.
He cost him 14
I couldn't believe they lost because when I saw they were up by a touchdown with 3 minutes to go, and then they end up losing.
Yeah, I mean,
in regulation.
When you had the ball in the back of the end zone, and then that holding call that negated that long run, which didn't have to even you didn't have to touch the guy. He would have been gone. So, yeah, man. I mean, you guys should be 4-0 right now. I at least think you might have to look at benching him, or at least to take him out for a quarter and be like, dude, you can't do this.
yeah, we can't have that.
I don't care where we drafted you. Like, come on.
All right, I got one more question, and then we're going to hit a break before we hit this announcement coming up. And we're going to take it live here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. In fact, I think they're going to start taking their seats. We'll save a real quick thought anyway.
Yeah.
Eagles are really good, but it seems like the receivers are not happy.
Yep.
It's a weird thing. Kind of feels like a Dallas situation, doesn't it? Where, like, you got to almost keep people happy while winning. Not that Dallas is like that now. I'm saying, like, yesteryear.
Yeah. I mean, Brent, I pray we get to that point. In Jacksonville, where it's like, oh man, Brian Thomas Jr. is upset because he didn't get 10 targets. Like that's.
Well, do we get to that with Travis Hunter at some point?
I mean, and it's definitely worth the conversation, and I think you could. But listen, like, I understand in Philly right now, A.J. Brown is feeling the wrath of fantasy managers and everything. But as long as you're winning football games, man, like, your time will come. Don't worry.
That's a very attentive group, by the way. I think we got time to run it. I know, and quick. Hey, let's take a quick break. Hamby, on the other side, we're going to take this news conference live with the Upshot League.
What's your prediction for the?
I already know it.
I'm going to say it's like, I don't know, like the Storm or something.
Storm, okay. It might be weather related in a way.
I bet it is.
All right, we'll hit a break. We'll come back and we'll have this Upshot League announcement, what the nickname is, and also the new head coach coming up right after this from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with the inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon, and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
Okay.
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance.
Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net. After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjax.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Baseball playoffs as we've got it going right now. We're going to bring you to the Upshot League in just a couple of moments. A news conference is happening here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, so I've got to use my golf voice because we've got things simultaneously happening as the new Upshot League, which is the development league really between college and the WNBA, and this is a needed thing. And from what we understand, it starts with 4 teams. Zoyer Sports kind of spearheading this and starting it. Donna Orender, big name in women's sports in general, but in basketball used to be the WNBA commissioner. Mm-hmm. And so that's where this all originated from. And now it's going to start here soon in the first quarter of 2026. Today, a name announcement, also a new coach announcement. We understand the coach has JU ties as well, so we're about to get that in this unveiling here at the Upshot League News Conference at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. So a big day for everybody involved with Zoyer Sports and women's basketball and another professional team and league here in Jacksonville as well. There are 4 teams to begin. I think in the next couple of years, the plan is to have upwards of 30-plus teams around the country. So that's how fast this can grow. Yeah. And it fills a void.
It definitely fills a void. I wish you wouldn't have cut to me because I can't talk quietly, so now you're asking a lot of me, Brent.
Well, right now the person emceeing this is from Channel 4.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk over her, you can.
Yeah, she's also mentioned Channel 4 a couple times now on the show. I thought we were going to shut it down and
we're
just pack it up.
We're not taking that part live.
If I hear Channel 4 one more time, we're going to pack it up right here, Brent. All right? And that's going to be my call, not your call. But no, man, this is great. You see, obviously, the WNBA is growing more than ever right now, and it's cool that Jacksonville can actually be a big part of this. And as Hamby keeps posting the postseason picture on here, doing
a championship as well, right?
Yeah. I think we're getting ready to introduce. So we'll kill a couple more minutes here while you look at the baseball playoffs. Who you want to bet on today?
Brent, I mean, obviously, the National League has all the names, but like the American League, who you take on the American League? Who do you like, man? It's wide open.
Everybody seems to like the Mariners.
Yeah.
They like the Mariners.
Kind of feel good team.
All right, so here's a look at the lineup. What else we've got going on? We'll have Jacksonville feud coming up a bit. Nice. I think we'll be joined also by the new coach here a little bit later on in the show. And something I wanted to get to with Cam Little yesterday. It seems like there's some concern in the fan base with a couple of missed kicks.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any concern around here about Cam Little.
And also, Brent, I mean, a big topic I want to bring it into, too, is just the emergence of Anthony Campanelli. What does it look like for next year, where if he keeps dominating like he's dominating, do you run the risk of losing him? I want to have the conversation once and only once. Because it doesn't pay about talking it right now. But
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, we'll have some of that coming up. So we've got some dignitaries here and your typical news conference. So that is happening here at the Upshot League at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
This has been Brent and Austin's ASMR.
Yeah, this is the scene prior to everybody being here that I took. Nice job, Hamby. I like this.
There we go.
Had a little video
nice.
As we got in here this morning. This is a long intro.
Very long intro, yeah. Yeah, she kind of went back a little bit in her history of playing basketball against the boys and everything. That was cool.
All right, here we go. Let's take the news conference live at the Upshot League, ready to announce a new coach and also their name of their team.
Be here representing Mayor Deegan and the city of Jacksonville. Congratulations to Andy Kaufman and his team on such an amazing milestone for our city. Just a great job. Big hand for Andy. And also, I'd be remiss not to a big thank you to Donna, I think, who literally ran to stop the people that were making the noise. But Donna Orender for her vision and leadership of this new Upshot League. Just amazing times for our city. And last but not least, a big Jacksonville welcome for Coach Bogie over here. She'll come up and get everybody hyped here in a few minutes, but I learned that she used to be here in another capacity as well, so welcome back to Coach. I can tell from this room that, Jacksonville is ready to embrace this team, like more than ready to embrace this team, right? I think the anticipation is palpable. I'm so enthused that we have another professional sports team here in Jacksonville and that it's women's basketball is really, really important, and we're happy to have it here in Jacksonville. I can tell you right now that this is the beginning of what's going to be many sellout crowds here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Amen? All right. I can tell you also that the city of Jacksonville, not only the Office of Sports and Entertainment, but the entire city of Jacksonville is committed to making this endeavor a success, and it will be. But it doesn't start next summer. It starts now. So I'm pretty sure back there's going to be some things for you to purchase. I'm pretty sure there'll be links to buy season tickets. So start doing that now when that opens. And let's show the rest of the country and the cities in this league that the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena will be the toughest place to play in the Upshot League. Thank you.
So as we continue this exciting morning, it's my honor to welcome our next speaker. He is one of the driving forces behind bringing this vision to life. In fact, many know Andy in Jacksonville as the owner of the very successful Jacksonville Icemen. But as the owner of Zoyer Sports, his organization also owns and manages 6 additional minor league hockey teams, as well as a minor league baseball team, the Gastonia Ghost Peppers. Long a fan of women's sports and especially women's basketball, Andy is a co-founder and owner of the new Upshot League, adding a new dimension really to his growing sporting enterprise. Please join me in welcoming the founder of Zoyer Sports, Andy Kaufman.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, everyone, for being here. What a great crowd turnout. I see partners in our ownership group. I see leaders in this community. Based on the attendance today, if I listed you all by name, you would all hate me because we wouldn't get out of here until about 2 o'clock. But I'm grateful for everyone being here. This is a dream coming true today, years in the making. Last time we had a press conference here with the Icemen, it was to announce our long-term lease extension, to announce that we were here to stay. I remember that being an emotional time. We were kind of at the tail end of COVID and just having thoughts of, wow, how long are we going to go without being able to play the games and be with the community the way we loved being with the community. It was an indefinite period of time, if you guys remember, which is not my favorite word, indefinite. But we got through it. We had that special announcement, and so much has happened since. We were interested in bringing women's basketball here for several years. This has been, as I mentioned, years in the making, and a lot of special people coming together to make that happen. So the name of the league is Upshot because the ascent is on. The ascent started in Jacksonville. You get one hometown. This is our hometown. Zoyer Sports, named after my son Zachary and Sawyer, born in Baptist South, Jacksonville's home. We are so proud of making a difference, not only in the world, but in our hometown of Jacksonville. And what I will say that I simply cannot wait for is showing the WNBA that we will have more and a higher attendance figure at our games than several WNBA teams do right here in Jacksonville. And so from a global perspective, I kind of feel like our city may be misunderstood. I don't know if everybody knows how amazing Jacksonville is, right? I'm not sure. We're going to help them understand how amazing this city is. We're proud of it. I want you guys to look at the igloo, the Community First Igloo, where we now have 2 sheets of ice for the community and junior ice programs, and literally the best facility of its kind in the state, where arguably it might have been the worst facility of its kind in the state. And this city came together. We now lead the league in attendance for the Jacksonville Icemen. We're going to show the world that Jacksonville is a leader in women's sports, sports in general, and the world in general. LG up, let's go Upshot.
Thank you. So it's now my privilege and pleasure to introduce the co-founder and commissioner of the Upshot League, Donna, already shaping a brighter future. Please join me in welcoming Donna Orender.
Let's go, Jacksonville! I am just going to take a moment. Let's do it together. Is this not beautiful? Look at it. All right. I'm going to start it by saying welcome to the uprising. That's what the Upshot League is all about. And when you go to a sporting event, what happens? You go there, right? And what do? They throw out T-shirts. The only thing is, hold on, you know what? Beatrice, this is for you. I have to just say, I appreciate all of you who have joined us here today. It is really a special day, and I hope that you're feeling it as we are. I woke up this morning, and I was like celebrating, and I decided to change everything I was going to say. For those of you who know me, you wouldn't be surprised. But I thought I would share, because as a young girl growing up, loving sports, dreaming, the kind of dreams that push you forward, I think we all have them, right? The dreams that make you better. For me, it was hitting the buzzer beater to win the national championship when I was in college. And I want to recognize UNF, women's basketball coaches staff at the back. Perhaps some of you had other dreams. Maybe it was getting that last strikeout to win the World Series, or that defining penalty kick to win the World Cup. Come on, we were all kids once, dreaming. You see, pick your sport and pick your moment. Dreams fill us with hope and push us to be better. Well, today, our collective dream is coming true. And I know, for me, and Andy in particular, it's a very personal dream. This is a dream where we win for and with a city we love, Jacksonville, Florida. You can clap for yourselves. You see, we are a winning team that will be part of elevating this city as we strive to become all that we can. And thank you, Dennis Whittle, for your incredible leadership for so many of us as we strive, because we believe we are and will be even a better world-class city. I had the huge privilege about 10 days ago to speak to a group of young female basketball players. They were incredibly special. They were Arab and Israeli, and we met in, of all places, at the YMCA in Jerusalem. I shared with them that basketball is so much more than just a ball, but it's a passport to a life of rich experiences and relationships and personal growth, and how it instills pride in all of us. And as I sat amongst them and actually played amongst them, these young girls shared the power of sports to build bridges. And they taught me more probably than I could ever teach them. Sports allows us to see each other in real ways, allows us to cheer on each other and support each other. And guess what? It helps us make dreams come true. Now don't worry, we will get to the logo reveal, I promise. But I wanted to share one other very special experience with you. And many of us here, I'm looking around the room, I see Josh and a couple others. I know Scott Cashman just sent me a note and said, I'm watching. But thanks to Misty Skipper, who you heard is the incoming chair of the chamber, and Daniel, we were in Kansas City just 2 weeks ago, about 150 of us from Jacksonville, to learn how we can continue to be better. Mike's here. Misty organized a talk at the brand new soccer stadium, specially built for the Kansas City Current, which is a team in the NWSL. I never understood what building a women's stadium meant until I walked in there and I saw the flowers in the door, I saw beautiful design. The point is that stadium was built for that women's team. That is the only women's team that has had a stadium built for it. It was emotional, it was moving. And she asked if I would lead a conversation on the economic impact of women's sports in cities. Because as we went to Kansas City, interestingly enough, they're recognized as one of the leading cities in understanding and leveraging the impact of women in sports. The irony was that I was in Kansas City 20 years previously, looking for a home for a new potential WNBA team. And they had a new arena, but they were not interested in women's sports. And now, Kansas City is the bellwether. They're the leader in showcasing how an investment in women's sports can and does elevate a community, a city, and a region. They now play on the international court of business because of that investment. We are inspired by Kansas City, for we know Jacksonville. And now, guess what? It's our turn to elevate. It's our moment. Women's sports, I don't know if anybody saw the news yesterday, that women's basketball Final Four will be in Lucas Oil Stadium in 2028. What does that mean? It means the expectation for growing fan bases is not just a moment today, that we're looking ahead and planning for thousands and thousands and thousands of more fans who want seats to cheer on the best in collegiate women's basketball. This is not a moment. This is momentum. McKinsey says 80% of all sports fans. Now you have to understand, when I grew up, 1 in 24 girls played sports. 1 in 24. Now it's probably 1 in 2.5, and I always ask what the half looks like. But now 80% of all fans actually are women's sports fans. And 50% of that became fans in the last 5 years. Brands are aligning with women's sports because they align with the goals and values of what makes women's sports so special, aside from the excellence on the court, which we will bring you. And I promise the reveal is coming. But it's a commitment to community and being engaged and being supportive, elevating, investing in all of us. That's where companies want to be. WNBA attendance has doubled. NWSL sponsorship has quadrupled. The ability to watch women's sports on networks, cable, streamers has exponentially grown. I could not stay awake for the end of the WNBA game last night because I was so nervous about today, but it ended in overtime. There's appreciation for stars, which we will bring here, and stars in the making who we will also develop here. The Upshot League is made for this moment. And with our focus on upping everyone's shot, it will be a driver of enhancing communities as we believe in dreams. But we're not just dreaming. We're going to make them come true. For our athletes, for our coaches, yes, you'll meet her too. for our fans, for our city leadership, for our children, for our daughters, and for our sons. My sons are here today. And to them, I just want to say thank you, because we've shared this journey together. And I'm truly sorry for all the meals that I have not cooked for you. But I know that you're okay with that because you've eaten the meals I have cooked for you. In 227 days, Savannah, Jacksonville, Charlotte, and Greensboro will take to the court. And there are many more right behind them. It's a new kind of opportunity, a professional women's basketball league where rising talent uplifts entire communities. And I just wanted to remind all of us that we are part of the game. We are not bystanders, we are participants, all of us here. We collectively are game changers. We are dream makers. And this is our opportunity, Jacksonville, to stand up and show up because the future is up. So as long as Jennifer told you can't say no to me, our job is to buy tickets and participate. And I'm going to throw this in right now because you're all here and we're all paying attention. These upshot courts will be a showcase for our teams, yes, but also the talent of our community. Right now, we are actively recruiting for the Dad's Dance Team. If you have 3 daughters, Josh, you're automatically on the dance team, so just sign up, right? We do have some really incredible dads that have signed up to be part of it, but that's the kind of spirit we'll bring. Dance teams, cheer teams, we'll be partnering with the Y, I know Penny's here, other talent, we'll truly get to celebrate each other. And when you leave a game, you will feel the uplift of the Upshot because we'll be bringing Generation W and WOW program to some of our games. The concourses here at the ViStar, they'll be humming, right? We'll be singing, we'll be dancing. And are you ready for the big reveal? Okay, 10 more seconds. If someone asks you, what is the Upshot League? This is what you tell them. It's a league where we build connection, culture, and opportunity. It's where players shine, fans connect, and joy multiplies. All right, can I have a drum roll, please? Today, we are thrilled, thanks to the input of our fans who gave us wonderful and exciting and interesting and then not so great ideas. But we do believe the best of them won out. Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, roll the video.
Waves move with grace, with force, with purpose. They rise, they break, they return stronger, always part of something larger. In Jacksonville, we know waves well. Here, the St. Johns River meets the Atlantic, where fresh water and salt collide, and new energy is born. That current runs through this city. It surges through us. 80 years ago, waves meant something more. The pioneering waves, women accepted for volunteer emergency service, shattered barriers at Naval Air Station Jacksonville. They stepped in the roles long denied to women. They redefined what was possible. Today, the name carries new force. The Jacksonville Waves, a team that channels that same fearless spirit on the court, fluid in motion, relentless in force, boundless in energy. We honor legends by becoming one. The Jacksonville Waves. Rise with us.
Fluid in motion, relentless in force, boundless in energy. We are the Jacksonville Waves. And let's try that together. Ready? Fluid in motion. Relentless in force. Boundless in energy. Who are we? I think you'll get better. But without any rehearsal, that was good. You like the name? Okay, so here's the next question. Who is going to tame these waves, focus their force and boundless energy? And let me tell you a little bit about your new head coach. She has a stellar record in player development over a 20-year career, 14 of which being at the Division I level. Early on when she coached the renowned, it's funny, I remember this, but probably none of you do, the renowned Philadelphia Bells. She coached 5 future WNBA players. Her coaching journey has taken her across the country, most recently serving as an assistant at Hofstra University, a well-known, respected, great program, where she's helped build the recruiting pipelines everywhere she's gone, elevated player development, and built a great team culture. And you know we're all about team culture. Our Vice President of Basketball Ops, WNBA veteran and champion Taj McWilliams-Franklin, who cannot be here with us today. I want to say hi to Taj because I know she's watching. She's in the Philippines at the request of our State Department doing a diplomatic sports mission, talking about building bridges. Knew that when she met our coach, she just felt the light and the energy that emanated from her as she talked about the game, her pure passion, right, to elevate. You might remember Jess, thank you for that, Alex. She spent a couple of years at Jacksonville University, and we always love when our coaches have that community local connection. She played a pivotal role in one of the nation's largest single-season turnarounds, delivering a 12-win improvement, including a landmark victory over a Big Ten opponent and a berth in the ASUN Championship quarterfinals, and we're also very happy to be here, headquartered with the ASUN. A native of Hockinson, Delaware, she is a proud graduate of Lafayette College, where she earned her business degree in economics, and now she lives, you got it, in Jacksonville, Florida. And so let me say hello to... Hey, Ash. The new head coach of the Jacksonville Waves, please welcome Coach Jess Bosch.
Wow, it's good to be back. You know, as Donna said, having lived here, I've got family from here. This opportunity is extremely meaningful because it does feel like a homecoming right now. To return now as the head coach of the Jacksonville Waves is both an honor and a privilege. But today is not just about me. It's about an opportunity to up everyone's shot. And I know we can't get a party started without a little city spirit. So what do we say? How about a little Duval on 3? Yeah. Where's Javon? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Duval! Awesome. I want to thank Donna, Andy, Scott, Taj, and all of Zoyer Sports and the Upshot League for entrusting me with this tremendous opportunity. I also want to thank Mayor Deegan, members of the City Council, as well as all the media for being here today. Your role in inspiring the community and sharing our story is so important, because what we're building goes beyond the court. It's about creating opportunities and opening new doors for women that haven't always existed. I also want to thank my family sitting here in the front row. Many of, like I said, are from the 904. And I want to give a special thank you to my parents. Your love and your constant support have been the foundation of everything that I have accomplished. Thank you. Jacksonville, I want you to know that this team is here not only to compete and to win, because we will win, but to elevate the community and the city that we represent. Our team will embody the spirit of the River City. We will be united, resilient, and rooted in pride. We will create a wave of success and excellence. Now you tell me, who's riding with us? Yes, yes. And don't worry, you don't have to bring a life jacket. I just need all that energy all the time. We will play a brand of basketball that is fast, fierce, and focused. One that prioritizes pace and space. We will be relentless and unstoppable in everything we do, because that's what wins. And that's what will excite our fan base. One that will be the best in the league. Because we are Jacksonville. Or the Waves. Well, Jacksonville, the Waves, you know. To our players, my commitment is simple. I will coach you with honesty, with passion, and with the belief that together we can push each other to levels we didn't even know were possible. My goal is to build a culture where accountability and respect are the foundation, and where every player feels valued, not just as an athlete, but as a person. This league was founded on the unwavering belief that everyone deserves a shot to be their best. We're here to inspire the next generation in Jacksonville, to show young people, especially young girls, that their dreams are worth chasing and that they do come true. For me, this is not just the beginning of a new chapter, but a chance to write Jacksonville into the history books. Together, we're going to build something lasting that the city can be proud of. I can't wait to get to work, to compete, and to represent Jacksonville both on and off the court, and to make the Waves a source of pride for everyone. So I want to formally welcome you all to the new era of women's professional basketball. We are fluid in motion, relentless in force, and boundless in energy. We are the Jacksonville Waves.
Well, there you go. The new coach of the Jacksonville Wave, a couple of announcements right in one, and that'll put a bow on a news conference here. And hopefully I won't talk too loud. I don't know if they've got some other things coming up, but it's exciting news around women's basketball and women's sports in the area. And I think Donna Orinder said it best with the WNBA and with just women's sports in general. We know it's booming from flag football to basketball to various sports, and now Jacksonville in 2026 will set forth with the Jacksonville Waves in the new Upshot League. Again, a league that right now will have 4 teams. A team was introduced yesterday in Savannah, also in Charlotte is coming up in Greensboro too. But after that, they could get as many as 30-plus teams from my understanding over the next couple of years. There are people in line waiting to get franchises and join this league because of the opportunity to not only promote women's sports but develop women's sports in certain cities around the country. So pretty cool stuff happening here in Jacksonville. At the forefront of it, enjoy your sports and entertainment, owners of the Jacksonville Icemen as well. So a lot of good stuff happening in Jacksonville. As I started the show today, I'm looking across and I see the baseball grounds and Ken Babby, the owner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and what they just accomplished in the AAA championship. He just became part owner of the Tampa Bay Rays, by the way, yesterday with that group, which also has local ties. So a lot of good stuff happening in Jacksonville. Let's do this. Let's hit a break, and when we come back, we get back to some football talk around the NFL. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Austin had a question or two about Campanile. We've got some Cam Little stuff, too. We'll hit a break. We come back and put a bow on, well, we're not going to put a bow on it. We've got an hour and a half still to go on the show. We've got a long way to go, including a little Jacksonville feud in the noon hour. Still ahead here in the Brent and Austin Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, Nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer. You're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon-Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. Speaking of. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, welcome back. Monday Night Football comes to Jacksonville on Monday night, of course, this week, which should be pretty fun. And I got somebody that said, hot mic, what did we say?
Uh-oh.
Anyway, Jacksonville Waves get introduced here. They still got the news conference going on. Can we break this news conference up so I can yell? I might just start yelling anyway. Here.
How about it, fellas?
Hamby, I think we can. How about we can finally hear Hamby today? There we go. Take this show on the road.
Yeah, fellas, I got a lot to say. I mean, Brian Snitker hit me right in the heart. I was talking. I was in there. It was a lot to say, and, it didn't end up happening. It's all good. Shout out to the Jacksonville Wave. Shout out to Brian Snitker for 49 years in the Braves organization. There's a picture of me when I'm 11 years old on the field with Brian Snitker presenting the lineup card, one of my first baseball games ever. So always be a legend to me. He's gone, so give me Mark DeRosa or David Ross as the next Braves manager. And let's be in the playoffs this time next year. No excuses. Now we can go back to football.
Glad you really wanted to get that in, right? That's it. Well, thanks to everybody for hanging with us. Nice comments about listening to our news conference. But, hey, some good stuff happening here in Jacksonville in all different sports in our sports landscape, which is pretty cool. So that part, we appreciate you hanging through. Now let's talk a little bit more football. A couple of things to get to, and I want to make sure we hit all these things. I saw a line today. The Jags over-under has gone from 7.5 at the start of the year to 9.5.
As it should.
Right now, you take the Jags?
Over 9.5?
Over 9.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely doable. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Hamby, let's see if I can hear you still.
Ooh, that'd be a tough one. Yeah, I think 9.5 is the perfect line. I still think, erring on the side of caution and not trying to get too optimistic would put us at 9-8. But, you're only winning one win away then, one big upset from 10 wins, and that's probably going to be determined on Monday night against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think, listen, if right now we said they could get to 9 or 10 wins if they got 3 and 4 in the first 7, we thought they could maybe do that. It was a doable thing. So if you do get a 4th win in this stretch, to me you go right to 10 wins as a very makeable thing because you've got the Titans twice who right now aren't very good, the Colts twice, and I'm not saying you can beat them twice. I'm just saying Houston, who knows what they're going to be like. You've got the Jets, the Raiders, the Cardinals, and then you do have a team like the Chargers. But, I mean, the back end is obviously – you can really navigate it along the way. And I'm not saying you're going 8-1 or whatever in those kind of games, but the path gets way better as you beat San Fran. And if you do beat a team like the Chiefs or even the Rams, I think, in London, and then combine that with they could be 5-2 at the break, at the bye week.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, they're definitely getting 10, in my opinion.
No, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously how it looks against the Chiefs could be a really telling sign. And then going to the UK and to taking on the Rams, that'll be another telling sign. So, yeah, I mean, listen, when we talked about expectations this season, I think I might have had them at 8 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I mean, I think 10 is definitely reachable. I think people will be disappointed if they don't get over, the 9.5 wins this year now.
Yeah, probably. Hey, you mentioned Anthony Campanile before we went to the news conference there, and there are two things to me that are really early to talk about. It's a lot early to talk about. But I keep hearing things like Devin Lloyd, you're going to pay him. It's like you don't decide to pay the guy 4 games into the season. Hate to tell you, right? You have a franchise tag you could pick up later on. Yeah. You could get to a contract agreement if he continues to play like this. I mean, he's going to make himself a lot of money, and I hope he does. They didn't pick up the 5th-year option. But, again, if you thought they should have picked up the 5th-year option, you're a little bit out of your mind. I mean, nobody was expecting them to pick up the 5th-year option. We didn't even know if he was going to start in the middle of August.
No, of course. I mean, that's where, we thought, or at least I thought Venture Miller might get a good shot to start. But once again, that's talking about, the coaches having that accountability. When you put the or next to the preseason roster, the preseason depth chart of Venture Miller or we're talking about Devin Lloyd. Like, I think that means something to Devin Lloyd, especially, going into maybe a contract year. Same thing with Travis Etienne. So, I agree with you here. Now, sticking to the defense a little bit, no one in the right mind would have probably picked up that 5th year and everything, and that's okay. But I think you maybe do have a little possibility of, if you want to pay him right now, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like, I'd say just hold out and see. But you could probably get him at a discount right now as opposed to waiting until the end of the year when you might, be paying top dollar for one of the most highest priced linebackers in the NFL. And if that's the case, then I wouldn't blame him if he wants, once again, you have the franchise tag, right? But I wouldn't blame him to try to hold out and try to get as much money as possible.
Well, the other one that you're early on, and maybe everybody's early on, is like, wait, if Campanile continues this, he's going to be a head coach next year. Yeah. I don't know if I feel that way. I don't know if I feel like, boom, head coach.
How can you not think that?
Well,
because look at the same thing happened in Tampa with Liam Coen. He was there for a year.
Like
he
offensive guys.
He turned around that offense.
Offensive guys, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, I think if you could take a defense that finished dead to last in a lot of categories or second to last in a lot of categories, and you can come in here and make them a top 5 defense, if not the best defense right now in the NFL, how are NFL teams around the league going to go, hey, I'm not sure what happened in Jacksonville, but we have to get that guy on our team?
Yeah, I get it. I think the Liam Coen one was even kind of an unusual thing to be able to go 1 year and then be able to do that. So I'm not telling you it's impossible. I do think most guys have to do it a couple of years before they get that. And I do think Hamby's right. I think on the defensive side specifically, maybe he puts himself in the mix. Here's what he does. He puts himself in the mix, I think, to at least have interviews and then start on that track. I do think he most likely has to do it a couple of seasons in Jacksonville. But his name is going to start to pop up. Yeah. But I think it'll be a sneaky name in the beginning wave, that one that could grow. Maybe as a good interviewer and everything else as well.
No, for sure. I mean, listen, selfishly, do I want the Jaguars defense to kind of fall off just a little bit so he's not in the conversation?
Yeah.
Sure. If you guys want to take a little bit of a break and maybe get 1 turnover or two turnovers in the game, so we're not talking about it so much, by all means, please do. But I also think, with what he's been able to do, because keep in mind, it's they added some players here or there. It wasn't that they sound the household all-pro types of, acquisitions in the offseason. You got a couple pieces here or there, but just what he's getting out of that defense right now, I think if I'm a team and I'll need a new head coach and we'll see what the coaching cycle looks like in terms of how many teams will be in the market, but I think he at least deserves consideration right now. Now, it's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and we'll see how this season finishes for this Jaguars defense, but I'm just saying right now, what they look like from what they were last year, I think it would be naive to think that this guy is going to at least get some kind of consideration of a head coach.
Let's stay on this for 1 second, because I think this continues to be a story where, I don't know, I feel like I felt a certain way about the defense. Naturally they were going to be better. They were just going to
the bar was so low.
Yeah, the bar was so low, they were automatically going to be better. I also said for a lot of times last year, I think this defense has a lot of good players to be able to perform that poorly. Right?
Yeah.
It was almost like, in hindsight, they had to have everything go wrong. Hey, let's feel the most out of shape, slowest we've ever felt and see how we do. Let's never get a turnover and see how we do. It felt like they almost had to do those things to be as bad as they were. Yeah. And the only real difference to me that the Jags have done is they've got themselves back in the shape or size and speed of what they feel good at, from Antonio Johnson to Devin Lloyd to Josh Hines-Allen to a little bit Trayvon Walker to just about everybody. And they've filled in with some veteran players that know how to play the game, that aren't going to give up explosive plays, going to be in the right spot, and quite frankly are making plays because of it. Dewey Wingard, Eric Murray, and Jordan Lewis. That's about it, other than Campanile. And then it's a style, right? It's a stylistic thing where scheme and everything else. But this, to me, this was brewing, not to this degree. I'm not going to tell you I thought they'd have 13 turnovers and be in all these metrics as one of the top 5 defenses in the league. But to me, this isn't that surprising that they're playing so much better than they did a year ago.
No, it's not surprising because, once again, the bar was so low. But it is surprising to me that this team right now is winning you football games. If you would have told me right now that the Jaguars are 3-1 going into the Kansas City game, I would have told you, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, obviously the Liam Coen offense is picking up. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is doing his thing. They're a high-powered offense.
No, go ahead.
That's not the case at all.
No.
I mean, this team right now is winning football games because of their defense.
Yeah, listen, let's say Hamby's Burner says, does Camp get a head coach gig before Spags, Flores, Fangio? I feel like Fangio's now settled into defensive coordinator role.
Yeah, because I think Fangio's had that opportunity before and everything, and it didn't go that well in Denver. And I think, when you're kind of on the older side of things, it's hard to really gravitate someone come back and be a head coach again.
Spags, I think didn't he have an interview here? I think he did with the Jags.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think Flores is interesting, right? Because he was winning games in Miami.
Yeah.
Before all the whatever stuff took place. But can that, has he rebounded from that? Has he learned from that? Their defense is really good. And in a lot of metrics, their defense is just as good as the Jags right now. So I think Flores would have a real chance.
I think he would too, but I also think teams like general managers or owners, they're attracted to the upstarts, the up and comers, the young guys and everything. And this is
that's true.
I think speaks by behalf on Liam Coen a little bit as well, where we went from Urban Meyer, who was the guy that we all thought, okay, this is the biggest hire, right? We finally got our guy, was the quote.
Yeah.
And then you get Doug Peterson, who had the resume, right? Okay, you're bringing a Super Bowl pedigree here to Jacksonville. Okay, cool. Well, then you have Liam Coen, who has something to prove. Right, this is a guy who wasn't talked about as the top coach for the coaching cycle. This was a guy who I think a lot of people thought, you couldn't get Ben Johnson, so we got to settle for Liam Coen. So it's almost like he came in here with a chip on his shoulder. And now we're seeing that attitude, 4 games through the regular season. I think if you go with Campanelli, once again, I hope nobody does. I hope he stays there forever. But if you do go with Campanelli, you feel like the system that he comes from, number one, you like that, the tree. But number two, this is an upstart guy that probably has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think so, too. And these guys are in prove-it mode. The beauty of sports is when you're in prove-it mode. Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, Liam Coen, Anthony Campanile. These are great examples of guys that are they've got something to prove. James Gladstone,
Hainsey,
Tony Baselli.
Hainsey at the center.
Hainsey, you got it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when that comes together. The thing that you got to be a little careful of is the complacency part of it. When you get paid, when you've had success, how do you keep moving forward to the degree that you did, when you were chasing? And that's just a natural thing. And I think even people and players fight that in sports because it's a very human thing, in my opinion. I mean, if your job is on the line and tens of millions of dollars is also on the line, you are probably going to run through that wall to go chase it. Mm-hmm. Are you going to run through the wall once you get it? And I love that's where the Jags are. As an organization, I feel like the Jags have been like that for a while now, almost desperate, right? Hey, let's get wins and wins and wins and find a way. It feels like, how do you flip this thing? So organizationally, but how about the pieces inside the organization? And it felt like Trent Baalke at times just hanging on to his job for another year. There was thoughts that he might even retire 2 seasons ago at the end of that one. Yeah. Doug Peterson, he's got a Super Bowl. How much pressure on it for him to win and perform? How about you guys got paid last year? They already got paid. Did they lose a little bit of edge going into 2024 instead? Well, the edge is here. Naturally, prove it, competition-wise, all these different things, and I think right now the Jags are responding to that. I think even within the season, you ask yourself, once they get to this kind of space, let's say they beat Kansas City or they're 5-2 at the bye, can they continue that hunger? Do they get complacent? Do they say the old "I got it" thing? How are they going to handle the success, especially when you've got so much attention on chasing and proving people wrong? I hope we get to talk about that. But remember, in 2023, the Jags couldn't find it. They couldn't figure it out. They were 8-3 and couldn't get over the finish line.
Yeah, and this I think was a big thing with Doug Peterson we always used to talk about is, I think as an underdog, Doug Peterson was a great coach. I think as a front runner, for whatever reason, he just couldn't get the job done. And I think here you have a team right now that came into the season thinking they're the underdog, right?
Yeah.
You have a team that really didn't have a lot of expectations, I think. Everyone was talking about, including myself, everyone was talking about how Houston was going to run away with the division and everything, and you got to like them. So when you hear that all the time, you can use that as fuel a little bit. You can say, hey, no one really expects us to do anything. Let's go out there and shock the world. Well, right now you're 3-1, getting ready, to take on the Kansas City Chiefs and possibly maybe be 4-1. Eventually people are going to start saying, hey, this team is the real deal. This team could be a front runner. And then that's going to be really telling. It was my big thing to see, okay, when this team starts losing games, how do they lose, right? When you start going on that losing streak, how do you respond? Maybe the first thing we got to find out is if this team becomes a front runner, everyone's talking about them, how do you respond?
Yeah. Hey, Hamby, one more thought on the coaching side of things. Isn't Liam Coen climbing the charts of Coach of the Year odds? Where is that right now?
Yeah, I think I saw this morning that DraftKings had updated their Coach of the Year odds, and he was in second place at plus 650, only behind Shane Steichen. So he was both those guys have risen, obviously, dramatically. Nobody really expected Steichen and the Colts to do this. Nobody necessarily thought that the Jags would do it either at 3-1, off to a great start. So I think Steichen was 450 and Coen was 650.
Wow.
Let me ask you this, Hamby. Where's Dan Campbell on that list?
I'd have to look it back up. I don't remember where he was on it, but me, personally, I would have him right there again. I mean, anytime you can win without two of your coordinators that just got head coaching jobs that everybody would have said are the best two coordinators in the NFL, yeah, I mean, if the Lions make if they win their division, I think that it should probably be Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and listen, like, hopefully the Jaguars keep on doing their thing as well, because that would be a great title and a mantle to hang, the head coach of the year. But yeah, I agree with you, where I think if you look at, if the Lions can finish as the top team in the NFC or like the second team in the NFC with what they lost in terms of their coaches, then yeah, I mean, directly that's on Dan Campbell then, right? Because I think after that first game, everyone was saying, okay, well, they lost Ben Johnson. That offense is nothing now, that they've lost all faith and all hope after that Packers game. And now you kind of see what they bring to the table, and they look a pretty solid team.
Just remember, Doug Peterson was a finalist for Coach of the Year in 2022 as well, right? Mm-hmm. So, and like you said, Dan Campbell certainly, it's a weird award because the guys that are staples, the guys that do a great job year in, year out, the Siriannis now, they hardly get considered for it, it feels like. But the no up-and-comer who jumps on the scene seems like a favorite for it. I will say this, Hamby, I kind of took some grief a little bit when I said after week one, did the Jags have a star in Liam Coen? And everybody was like, well, what, because they went 1-0? That wasn't the thought up behind that. It was more the thought of everything that we have seen for the 5 months going into the season, how he's handled everything. I said the other day, like we could tell right away this didn't look too big for him, this moment, right, this whole situation. And now, again, where he's got this whole mentality changed over. I think that physical mentality is a tough thing to change overnight. He's practically done it overnight in the spring and in camp to turn them into a physical football team, and obviously all the other things, and now you back it up with some wins. So, again, I'm not predicting he's the next Bill Belichick. I'm not predicting he's even the next Dan Campbell. I'm not getting over dramatic here about it. I'm just saying he's got some ingredients right now that show, hey, he might be able to be a guy that this could be sustainable for a long time. We still have to figure out if he can handle a great bit of adversity if they go on a 2 or 3 game losing streak, right? Yeah. That is going to be the next thing, and how do they respond to that too?
No, without a doubt. And like, because my biggest argument is he a star or not is I have to see games first, right? I have to see winning football games simply because, like, people were saying in Chicago, well, Ben Johnson's a star because look at how he's holding his players accountable in training camp, right? Like, he's calling everybody out and everything, so time will tell with that one. Yeah, I mean, it is a performance-based business, right? It comes down to your record. But at the same time, yeah, am I willing to call Liam Coen a star right now? I mean, he's 3-1, and the record speaks for itself. But what you want to see now going forward is you're a star, but what's your identity?
Yeah.
Right? Like, your defense right now has won you some football games, it seems like. So, obviously Liam Coen was brought here to help out Trevor Lawrence, help out this offense, and he has done a great job in that run game, which I think is more of culture than it is anything, right? Like, we can sit here and say the scheme and everything. No, like, if you can establish a running game, that starts with the culture, right? You saw it in Baltimore. Like, if you see it with the Bills now, like, if you can run the football, like, that changes everything around for years and years to come. So he's well on his way to doing that. Now can you get what you're also brought here for in terms of Trevor Lawrence and this pass offense as well?
I think it's pretty interesting before we get to the noon hour here. Offensively, they don't feel like they're clicking on all cylinders. So you'd be like, okay, well, wait a minute. He's done a good job coaching. He's made good hires. Obviously, the Campanile hire is a good hire. That gets all under the head coach umbrella. Mm-hmm. Special teams have been a little bit whatever so far. Like, there are some leaky parts. The penalties, which would go back to coaching, that doesn't seem like coach of the year kind of status stuff. But keep in mind what he was brought here to do. The reason why he really got hired was the running game prowess of Tampa. You know, he got them from last to first.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously the offense and everything else.
It was also Baker Mayfield as well, I think.
Well, it was, but he got Tampa from 32nd to 4th or something like that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, they were dead last in the NFL, and then they were like 5 overall in a lot of categories.
Yeah, so I think my point is I think you could knock actually some of it from the offense's slow start in the passing game in general.
Yeah.
It's not like they're scoring 40 a game and moving up and down the field just nonstop. It's not like Trevor Lawrence is playing at an MVP level right now. You can knock the penalties a bit. But you do go back to the running game, and I think the root of where he found his success last year in Tampa, he's also bringing here. So he is doing that part of it right now. The question is, where does it elevate to? And where does the passing game elevate to? Where does the offense elevate to? Does it get clicking? And do keep this in mind. He said, like, listen, it took us 4 weeks at least in Tampa to kind of get this thing going and off the ground where we wanted to go. He even said the running game wasn't like 150 yards a game right off the rip. It's probably off to a better start in Jacksonville than it actually was in Tampa last year.
For the running game.
For the running game.
I think their passing game, though, I can't remember what game it was, but I think early on Baker had like 4 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, I think they were scoring more points right away.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing that we'll be watching now going forward is obviously the running game is there, right? And what they did such a great job in Tampa was playing complementary football between the pass and the run. And right now you're still waiting to, the emergence of that passing game. So hopefully they can get that. Because if that's the case, and you can marry that run game now with the pass game, I mean, man, like I don't want to get ahead of ourselves or anything, but you're going to be a very tough team to beat, I feel like, in this National Football League.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of what they did early last year, they scored 37 in the opener against the Commanders, 37-20, and they got 392 yards. They ran for $112 against the Lions, obviously a very good team. They won 20-16. That one, they only had 216 total yards in that football game. The Denver Broncos, a very good defense a year ago. They got beat 26-7, and they only had 223 yards. Again, I think that was one of the best defenses in the league, top 3.
Oh, yeah,
Denver was last year.
Yeah.
The Eagles, they then go and beat them 33-16, so a huge win there. They have 445 yards against the Eagles, and that's where the offense really starts to take off, at least from a yardage standpoint. And because after that, they score 30 against Atlanta in a loss. They get New Orleans 51 points, almost 600 yards of offense.
Yeah.
Then they go almost 500 yards of offense against Baltimore in a loss. And then again against Atlanta. So they go almost 600 yards, almost 500 yards, 430. And like you said, a lot of that on the passing game, but they did have an almost 300-yard rushing game in there, too.
Do you have Baker's numbers those first, 5 games? First 4 games?
Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah, just because, I think that's, like I said, this has been the biggest shock to me is I guess I expected the run game to be a lot better because, once again, the bar was so low last year. I didn't maybe expect it to be, the best, rushing attack in the NFL or, the top 3 or whatever. But I also did expect, the passing game to probably be a little more because, once again, I want to compare what Baker was able to do last year and that offense for Tampa. Now, I get it. Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, 2 different players. You have different weapons in terms of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, everything a little more versed and a little more experienced than the young up-and-comers that you have in Jacksonville.
Here you go. He got 289 in the opener, 4 touchdowns. That was the first game. So he got off to a great start.
Against
Washington. It wasn't Washington yet.
No.
Washington ended up being good. But
of course.
I'm not sure how different Washington was in week 1 than in Carolina this year, to be honest. 185 yards and then 163 yards with a touchdown to pick against Detroit and Denver. Again, 2 good football teams, but was just okay. And then 347 against Philly. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That was really good. 180 against Atlanta. They ran the football for a ton when they scored 51 points. That wasn't good. They scored 30 points in a loss. But he had 3 touchdowns, no picks. Against New Orleans, he had 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, was 325. But he goes on this run right here, 325, 370, 330. And then he'll have a couple 100-yard games in there. He does. It's not like all great. The difference, I think, Austin, right, in all this numbers from Baker's start to Trevor's is the completion percentage, 80%, 63%, 76%, 64%. I mean, Trevor's throwing it at 58% right now, and we do know there are drops that would elevate that, but we also think there's some off-target stuff that's allowed, and the picks. He had 2 picks in this offense against 8 touchdowns in the first 4 games. Trevor's got 5 versus 4.
Yeah.
So there is a difference right now between the two. I wouldn't say it's like a massive difference, but I would also say that in month number 2, Baker got going a bit.
Yeah.
And so let's see if Trevor can get going a little bit in month number 2 under this offense.
Absolutely.
That'll be a key thing to keep an eye on. All right, let's take a break. We're at Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Back to talking some football, but we were talking basketball today. New women's league in Jacksonville, new women's team. They're called the Jacksonville Waves. They've got a new head coach as well. And if you missed any of it, we showed you the news conference live from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena here on a Wednesday, which is kind of a quiet one for the Jags just across the street because they're not playing until Monday night, so things will really ramp up tomorrow for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We talk some more football. We play a little Jacksonville feud. A lot left to get to here on a Wednesday on the Brent and Austin Show. Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax Pal. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax Pal.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right?
That's right.
So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
There's a look at the weekend wagers. And, oh, yeah. Dartboard Casey this month, you survived Austen Lane.
Barely, man, by the skin of my teeth, Brent, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of we had to figure out some math in that.
Well, and here's the thing. So, obviously, I didn't watch the Steelers game against the Vikings because that would have been that was very, it was really early for me to watch that one. So, when that was happening, I'm sorry, I guess that would have been at nighttime in Perth. Because it was 9:30 here.
Oh, yeah, it would have been 9:30 night.
So needless to say, I wasn't watching that game. I wake up, and I see that, the Steelers have dominated. Obviously a big day from Jaylen Warren, which I needed to do well, only to my surprise that Jaylen Warren did not play at all. So I was a little taken back by that, but didn't really matter because thankfully I was able to get the other dubs for that clean victory over Casey.
All right, speaking of Casey, let's see if we can hear him. I'm nervous about this. What do we got?
What's up, guys?
Oh, yeah, can't hear him. Fantastic.
You don't have us?
Yeah. Nope. I can hear you, though. Why
Try
can't we hear
again,
him? How
Casey.
about that? We can hear.
Is my mic on?
We can hear.
Yeah,
Hamby.
it's on.
You can hear me?
There you go. Oh, okay. See, it's Hamby's fault.
Yep.
Hamby's fault. That was Hamby's fault.
Yep.
Which means right now the reason we can't hear the commercials, Hamby's fault.
Yep, for sure. It's all good, though.
Buddy mumbled just to troll y'all, and y'all let him get away with it.
I don't.
Yeah.
I can barely hear him as it is, Brent, but.
Well, it's not loud in here. That's a little bit loud, but
it's all good.
We're good. We're good. We can at least hear him. Hey, by the way, breaking news. Devin Lloyd, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. That's pretty wild, isn't it? For the first twice in the first month now, 2 linebackers of the Jags.
It shouldn't be breaking after that guy's stat line against the 49ers, but yeah, obviously shout out to him.
Hey,
well earned.
Before we get to Jacksonville feud, the linebackers have been just so good. I mean, Gardeck throw in the mix too.
Yeah.
Foyer's been AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Now obviously Lloyd has, and Gardeck's played really well. How surprised are you what he's doing, how much he's impacting?
No, because that was kind of the thing why he was brought here. He kind of brings a little more of a chip and an attitude. You saw him go after that. I forget who the Texans player was. We got the personal foul from, which, hey, all good. We'll celebrate that all day. The guy just plays with an attitude, and you see that reflecting on his on the field play. It's a shame because you have to rotate him in because you have so many weapons. But he's doing his part as well.
All right, Casey Kurtz on the list of surprises because there would be a lot of them. Where is Lloyd, and maybe even just the linebackers in general, being the best part of this football team on the surprise list?
I would say extremely high because I pulled a Geno Smith and wrote off Devin Lloyd. So glad to see that he didn't write me back, so that's a good thing. And I would say very surprised. I always believed in Aluakin, but, next to him I thought was questionable. So, I'd put it up there in your top 2 surprises.
Yeah, Hamby, I'll jump in here. You more surprised the offensive line playing the way they're playing, or the not Aluakin, but the linebackers as a whole? Gardeck making as much impact as he's making. We thought he might be a special teamer / 12, 15 snap a game guy. And Lloyd obviously is surprising everyone. Which one would you put, as a bigger surprise right now?
Yeah, I think I'd also take the linebackers as well, just so unproven. Devin Lloyd, Ventrell, obviously very unproven. We were all kind of skeptical about the offensive line just because, we didn't necessarily know at the beginning of the year whether it was an upgrade or just it was new faces, right? Is Hainsey actually better than Mitch Morse, or is he just new and younger? Is Macari just more versatile, or is he actually better than my man Sheriff? I mean, we didn't really know that, and they looked like they're both playing really well.
Yeah, hey, let me ask you this real on this front. Is Hainsey playing as well as it feels like he's playing? Like, can you watch the tape a little bit differently? Like, is he moving people? Obviously, he understands the offense. Trevor has given him a ton of credit all offseason and so far this season.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at eventually here, not to go crazy, but this offensive line is playing so well, somebody's going to make a Pro Bowl off it. Is he playing at like a Pro Bowl All-Pro kind of level?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly can't name a lot of centers out there right now who would even be like in the conversation since Jason Kelce retired. But no, I mean, I think he's doing his job, right? This is a guy who's obviously versed in the offense before, so I think that helps a little bit. I think that was a key strategy to bring him over here. A lot of people said, okay, well, this guy, he essentially got benched for a rookie, so like, how good is he really? Well, even though he got benched for a rookie, possibly the fact that he knows this offense can make up, the ground and everything like that. So I do think he's playing at a pretty damn good level right now. The entire offensive line is, and the fact that he's got the experience and the ability to kind of call out, blitzes and everything in terms of he knows what he's seeing. I think that helps Trevor. Because keep in mind, Trevor plays a lot of centers now as well.
He has,
and like, it doesn't really get talked about a lot, but I always felt like once you have like that center quarterback connection for years and years to come, like the Jeff Saturday, Peyton Manning thing, right? Like if you have that, that can pay dividends. Trevor hasn't had that. So I just think that it helps out knowing that you have a center right now who has the ball in his hand that knows this offense kind of in and out.
Yeah, you start picking at guys that are playing so well. We know ETN, Brenton Strange is in top 5 of like all different categories, and they don't usually count blocking categories when they throw the stats out there.
Yeah.
So he's really playing at a high level, like maybe a Pro Bowl level, depending on how he can track as well. So, hey, fun stuff. We don't get to talk about that a lot around here. Jacksonville feud time. Casey Kurtz, where are you taking us today?
One kind of just happened, which will be the second one here. And Hamby, they're not going to hear that, unfortunately. So I'm going to need you when they're right. I need you to make some sort of noise, and when they're wrong, I need something as well. So we got one football one, one non.
Clap and boo.
Little clap and boo. One non-football one as well. You got the football one first, right, Hamby? Cool. All right, we'll start with that. Here we go, guys. If I went, town center, talking to folks, Dick's Sporting Goods, the general area, even slid by the Target to see what was good. And I asked folks, if the Jacksonville Jaguars were to beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night, what would be the top 5 reasons why that would have happened?
Okay.
You want to go first?
Top 5 reasons why the Jaguars beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, how specific do we have to be here, Casey? Are we talking players? Or are we just talking like?
If you say Travis Hunter, you would not be correct. Like, I need a little more.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think turnovers and the Jaguars defense, they can shut down Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think that kind of all falls in the same ballpark.
That would be correct. Yeah, Chiefs.
I heard that.
Oh, you did hear it?
We heard that.
Yeah, was that? I thought that was from Brent's computer. Well, I didn't.
Oh, is that my computer at the same time?
I don't know. I heard something. It sounded like Brent's computer updating.
It did sound like I got an email, didn't it?
Yeah.
That might have happened at the exact same time.
Okay.
So Chiefs turn it over. All right, the Jags dominating the run game.
Mm-hmm.
You hate to see it, Brent. That one's not on there.
Really?
No, I didn't hear anything from Hamby that time.
Nah.
Okay.
I think the other one was just pure timing.
That was just timing. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we're not talking about the run game. What are we talking about here then? I mean, I think the Trevor Lawrence passing game finally comes around. To be more specific then, maybe Brian Thomas Jr. has a big game. But the Jaguars passing game exposes the Kansas City defense.
Yeah, you had it before you started talking about Brian Thomas Jr. We're giving it to you, though. Trevor Lawrence breakout for sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
2, 3, and 4, Bert.
Jaguars dominating the trenches.
Atta baby.
Hamby's giving it to you. All right.
Dominate defense.
Yeah,
Okay.
you had kind of mixed the two. It was a separation.
Yeah, essentially I had
we got to that
2 for
one.
1, but it's all good. So go give me
We're
3
not
points
giving
for
you
that, Brent.
2.
Appreciate
We're not
you.
giving you 2. 3 and 4.
Oh, I'll take 2. It's a beautiful day. Let's play 2. Let's go ahead and say, okay. Obviously, special teams, the Cam Little show, the 70-yard field goals. Let's go with Cam Little and the Jaguars special teams unit.
Special teams, special
Another
players,
baby.
special plays. Shout out to Sketch. We need number 3.
Nice. Special answer.
All right.
Come on, Brent.
This ain't
Dominant
happening.
Defense. Chiefs turn it over.
Yeah, he's
Special
not.
Teams.
Brett, just one thing. Keep in mind, this doesn't necessarily all have to be on the Jags. The Chiefs can also lose this game for other reasons.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes has a bad day.
Nah, yeah, don't give him that. Good call. Good call. That's not right, Brett.
So I'm going to say, because keep in mind, he's at the town center, and maybe it's more of a male population when we talk about Dick's Sporting Goods, but there's also a female population that shops at St. John's Town Center as well. So let's go ahead and take the primetime Taylor Swift narrative, and let's go ahead and say their skill position guys like Travis Kelce, they just can't produce.
No.
It's a great answer, but not there.
I respect it, but no.
Yeah.
The Chiefs' running game stymied.
Nah, we're not giving it to you. We're not giving it to you. We had to share a little look there, but I need you to be more specific.
Are we talking about Isaiah Pacheco has been the guy all year. So are we going Isaiah Pacheco doesn't get it done?
I would have went the other way if I were you,
the
Austin.
other way, bud.
Kareem Hunt?
No, sir. You're going the wrong direction, and it's not your turn.
Go ahead, Brent. Okay, yep, sorry.
That's interesting. I thought when you were mentioning Taylor Swift, you were going to bring up Travis Kelce has a bad game.
Well, I said that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Did you say Travis Kelce?
I said that Taylor Swift, so the skill positions like Travis Kelce aren't going to have a good game. What?
Oh, you did say Travis Kelce?
Oh, yeah, I thought Casey's telling me that.
No. I'm saying, Brent, don't double down on it because Austin was just wrong. We'll buzz you and move on and call you a moron, but, it would be stupid for you to say that. And I would say, going back to the running game a little bit, Brent, you watch football, right? Is it just, the running game is just the running back? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, so because I said the trenches, I thought I got that with the
we're not giving
defense.
you that. No.
The offensive line gets beat up for the Chiefs.
There it is. Nicely done. Jawan Taylor and the boys. Yeah, they're just not that good.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they're not very good. They haven't been good. So that is an interesting opportunity. But keep in mind, Trayvon Walker, we don't know his situation yet. And that thing continues to get delayed. Everybody keeps asking, do we know about Eric Murray? Do we know about Trayvon Walker? No. No, we don't. We have no idea. They don't tell you injuries.
Yep.
And normally we would get an update today, perhaps. They don't even have an injury report today because of practice we pushed to tomorrow. So we even have to wait an extra day on the injury front. All right, what's number 2 here?
All right, here we go. This may or may not have just happened, but one of the scariest things in radio or streaming is getting caught with a hot mic, right? You don't want that to happen, especially you never know what you could be talking about. So, guys, me and Hamby went back and watched the footage, so we know what you said. But what are the top 5 things you wouldn't want to be caught saying on a hot mic?
I wonder what we did say.
Yeah, it's not good. I would borderline maybe just call it and get a new job.
Oh, my gosh.
What was this on me or Brent?
A little bit of both.
I'm good then. All right, cool.
I'm good then.
I don't have a reputation.
Now, real quick.
All right, so what's the question again?
Okay, it is the top 5 things you wouldn't want to be caught saying on a hot mic. It is not super specific. Now, if you want to drop the F word, go ahead. But, you can be a little bit more, it's not locked into one specific thing. They're all pretty broad for the most part.
Okay.
Did I go first or did you go first?
I think I went first last time, so I'll give you the...
Well, obviously, I would say swearing.
I forgot you can't hear. Sorry. I kind of forgot you can't see us, and we were kind of debating. Yeah, we're not giving you that. It needs to be a little bit more specific there.
All right, Brent. Okay, a little more. Okay. Well, for me, I was gonna say like, let's go with like religious stuff.
You would think. Yeah, I mean, you want to give him one of those, Hamby? I see you looking back. Oh, you're giving him one?
I'm gonna go here.
I respect that.
I'm gonna go here.
I'll give you that one as well. I was
gonna be honest. I was gonna.
Yep.
That was gonna be like my follow-up. You know, like religious or political stuff.
Yeah. I respect
by the way,
that.
those are two different things. Those are totally two different things.
Nobody asked
era,
you.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
In this era, are you sure about that?
The fact that they just
Winner Austin.
That's unbelievable.
In this era, yeah. Brent,
That's amazing.
Brent, you guys remember the times that were limited, man.
Yeah.
Hey, real
they
quick.
still are two different things.
Why did you guys just get super quiet? Like, were the bigwigs walking by you there at the arena? Because once this question got posed, you guys got real quiet, started whispering. They might have heard what you said on the hot mic, which, oh boy.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, here we go. I mean, I'm stuck on this swearing thing, but they didn't give it to me.
Yeah.
So there's like the 7 words that you can't say.
Oh, George Carlin.
Yeah.
My dude.
So let's go a little more specific and say that.
No, we're still not going to give it to you. Yeah, we don't think that's correct.
See, here's where I'm going to go with that, Brent.
I love the fact that you can go religious to political opinions,
Brent,
but we're dancing around swearing.
Well, because I think you're missing the.
You can see how we got there.
Personally attack somebody. Yeah, I think if you're attacking somebody like a player or somebody like in the audience, and maybe having some derogatory language, but like it's not just you say it; it's like you're attacking somebody because that's where people get in trouble with the hot mics.
Atta baby.
Yeah, not just for saying it.
Way to go.
Oh yeah, there he goes. See, Brent? Come on, man.
I mean, I'd say that on a mic.
I've been in this business for a while,
especially with
What can
these
I say,
guys.
Brent? I know what I'm doing here in this business. What do you got for us?
I wish you would cuss at me. That's what I've been waiting
Put one
for.
on the board.
Say what you say in those
let's
texts.
see,
Let's see what happens.
Let's go. I said you today, by the way. You said something else in the text. Saying a comment about a boss. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give him 5 on that one there, Hamby. We'll give him 5. Brent's finally on the board. It's questionable, but he's going to just keep crying if we didn't give him one. We'll give him workplace gossip.
What is it? Workplace gossip. Okay.
Of course that counts.
Casey, do you mind just rephrasing or just saying the thing one more time?
Yeah.
What the thing is, like the
top
whatever,
5
the question
things
you asked.
Top 5 things you wouldn't want to be caught saying on a hot mic.
You wouldn't want to be caught saying on a hot mic. Okay. How about just like things you want to be caught saying on a hot mic? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, we went after the players. How about just like questioning the officials? Like the
that ain't gonna
umpires.
That's
or
not
the
gonna
referees.
cut it.
No, okay.
Not gonna get it done.
It's not going to get done.
2 and 4. Brent. And you guys haven't really been close to either of these yet.
Okay.
How about saying something about a sponsor?
That's a good answer, but not gonna.
I think that falls under number 1.
Yeah, it's pretty wide scope. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's mad. He's got a little bit of an attitude about how this is going.
How? Yeah. How about talking smack about? Well, I see talking smack, but we already had number 1.
Those two, a lot of that started falling too.
How about sexism? Right?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just leave it at that before I get too many people looking at me.
Atta baby.
I give you that. That's a good call.
That's a good call.
Inappropriate jokes. Nice.
Take it home, Brett.
All right, so which one doesn't fit these categories at all?
It has not been. You guys have not been anywhere close to it. You got to think a little bit. I don't know about outside the box, but it's a little different than these.
Okay.
But you wouldn't want it to happen if it did happen.
Definitely not.
Inappropriate jokes fits a lot of stuff. How about workplace cups? I guess this was probably going to go in number 1. I was going to say attack public figure.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but that's yeah.
Nope. No, don't say yeah. No, that's bad. We move next.
Well, I was thinking like political things. Something you don't want to get caught saying on a hot microphone.
In 3,
Man, Brent, I'm kind of drawing a blank too. Yep,
1.
I got it. Hamby, you're not helping. I do the countdown of 3, 2, 1. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and say you're being. I got nothing. X me. That's my second one.
Brent, you got
say something about.
You got anything here?
You don't want PETA after you.
Okay.
Bad about animals.
Ooh, I'm not bad. I'm not mad at that.
Dude, you're a
People
moron.
are sensitive about
But for
that.
number 2,
I wasn't outside of
Okay, well, people
Petco.
get
Like,
sensitive
what
to
the hell? No.
What are
well, you could have been.
something you don't?
I
wanna
didn't
say
say I
on a hot
was.
mic?
If I would have,
You're a moron.
if I was outside Petco, I would have led with that.
This is okay. So we haven't talked about this at all.
No.
No, he said it. We hadn't.
Okay, this is gonna be random. Like talking smack about like your family or like a significant other, or like maybe you get caught up like, at the hot mic, you're talking to somebody else.
We're gonna give it to you because I don't think anybody else is getting close.
Let's go, Brent.
Personal confessions. Yeah.
You bet, Brent. Give it to me. That's a sweep.
The giving to you is correct.
Brent, I mean,
that's
crazy.
Not a bad one. I still can't believe you got the political opinions.
Brent, I can't believe you don't think the political and the religious thing goes together, but okay.
It should be 2 different ones. It should be 2 different things on there.
I mean, man. Got to know your environment, though,
Gotta know your environment.
All right.
Got to know your environment a little bit. It's more than sports, Brent. It's the real world here we're living in.
I get how the 2 can mix. There's still 2 different options here.
Oh, man.
Morons.
You can't use the same diss I used on you 10 minutes ago. Like, you just can't follow that up and act like you're going to get a big reaction.
I haven't called someone a moron in a while, but I kind of like it when you do. It
I
feels
love how
good.
we're closely pushing Brent more to just the threshold where one day he's just going to burst and it's going to all come out at the same time.
That's what I'm hoping for, because then the show could get a little bit better.
The ratings just increase.
Yeah, a little
it's gonna be all over
spicier.
ESPN. Brent Martineau loses it on co-hosts.
Yeah, that probably won't make it. Probably won't happen. Hey, do have Scrap House tonight though. 7 o'clock. We got a new episode.
Yes. Oh yeah. You know what we're doing.
Can't wait to see those retweets.
Got AEW coming to town Tuesday and Wednesday.
We got a lot going on. Yep. AEW is going to be in town. How'd the Tony Khan interview go?
Tony Khan interview was great. Maybe sometime Casey will push it out there a little bit.
Speaking of a guy who doesn't want to push us out to the Scrap House, but yeah, Brent, we'll help you out. No problem, man. Anything you say. Now we got to push out Brent's content. Sounds good.
Hey, wrestling, you should use it tonight.
What kind of upside down are we living in?
You could use the interview tonight.
Settle down.
A lot to talk about, Brent.
They were actually Casey's questions, some of them.
Did you ask him about John Cena?
I did. No, I didn't say John Cena, though. I asked him the other side of that question.
Well, as in?
He asked him about Copeland.
Copeland going.
But did you say the whole John Cena
He did not.
question?
I did not.
Okay. Because, yeah, we don't like getting the headlines. I got it. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Well,
I tried.
Casey was supposed to be there for the interview.
Don't do that.
But he texted me it, and I was like,
don't do that.
No, hey,
there was an interpretation thing live in the interview.
First of all, I'm in the group chat, so saw everything. And I probably should have put this, but, a little jet-lagged in Australia. When Casey put the John Cena question, I'm like, oh, that's going to be a good one. Because, that you can, you can cut that up and be like, hey, look at Tony Khan's talking about John Cena.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the competition. So I was curious to see if you were going to ask that question or not. But it's all good. It's fine.
Well, I know it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be fine.
It has to be fine.
Yeah, it's got to be fine.
But anyway, we did have Tony Khan, and we have – who do we have Monday on the show? Harley from AEW.
In our show?
Yeah.
Do you see
Harley
his
Cameron?
face?
Yes.
You see how excited this man is?
Casey, are you going to be there for that one?
I think that's all you, my guy. I'm not in on Mondays.
Oh, okay. You don't know Harley Cameron?
I was talking to him about it, so I kind of know a little background.
Well, do you know she's a ventriloquist, and she also is like a pop star?
Yeah, my concern was, is this going to be as awkward as the Tony Storm one was at the time in character?
Yeah, well, hey, wow, Brent, let's not call people out on live radio. But
I didn't say she was awkward. It was awkward for me.
Oh, okay. Well, it was fine. No, I think Harley Cameron's going to be a great guest. I'm excited to talk to her now. Hopefully she can bring her puppets.
All right. We'll see. I'll have to ask that. Should I ask that? Is it in character or out?
Good question.
Just send an email and tell her to bring the puppets.
If she's out of character, we'll put her in character. It's all good.
All right.
I can get it out of people.
That's coming up 11:30 on Monday.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you there.
So we'll see you there. All right, Casey Kurtz.
Wait,
we'll
hang on,
see you
real
later.
quick. Is this going to be when you're dressed like Dan Hicken as well? When are we going to do that? whole thing?
I don't think I'm doing that on Monday.
we are do that?
No, we are doing it, but there's been a lot of stuff going on. I've had to carry a show while you're in Australia, all right?
Oh, okay, man. You can't carry it dressed like Dan Hicken? You're good?
I can't. You got to be here for that.
Okay. Well, I'm here tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow maybe, Friday maybe, optional.
He told me yesterday next Wednesday.
Casey,
okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Okay, let's just not pay our bets ever. It's all good.
That's what I'm thinking.
Relax. We'll get it done.
That's great streaming content. Hey, you guys follow along with our bet segment that we never pay for, but we're good.
We'll be paying it off, and if they don't care when we pay it off, like you're the only ones that care about it.
Oh, really? Because I feel like people in the chats have been clamoring for you to dress up like.
Well, let's build it.
Okay.
We build it. We try to do it right.
2027.
I need gray hair.
Let's get a press conference.
So now it might be 2032, so I can get as silver as Dan. That will be the idea. All right, Casey, see you later. See you on Scrap House tonight, 7 o'clock on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Oh, we got weekend spreads. Look at
Casey. Casey, you still there?
Hey, I tried, man. You left me alone. I made some picks. I did what I could do. My headphones aren't on because I was getting up to leave, so don't even say anything. I did the best I could.
Casey?
Look at that.
Casey?
That is amazing.
Casey, are you feeling good about it right now or not?
I think he
Casey,
left.
Is he out?
I think he might have left.
We gotta have a retreat or like a kumbaya kind of thing, man.
Intervention.
Because 10 and 20 just ain't gonna go for me. But Casey, can you put the scores back up there real quick? Because I didn't see what the sports office is.
No, they're right there. They had a good week.
Casey. I mean, we're losing. Well, the sports office is not fair because they have 3 people, right? So that's more manpower and women power, obviously, with Liv Tassley. And then we got Brent and Hamby, who you guys are in first place right now with 18 and 12, who are essentially the same person. Because you guys, by the way, when I was getting my Jaguars updates, I guess the Brent Martineau gene has crossed over now to Hamby because Hamby is tweeting like a crazy person in terms of keep me updated with every single play that happens in the Jacksonville Jaguars game. So now you guys are basically like separated at the hip.
You would have enjoyed that if you couldn't get on your online whatever you got on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I didn't have, my capabilities of watching the game, I would have followed you two because you guys are literally giving me the play-by-play breakdown. So essentially me and Casey right now are getting beat by the sports office and Rod and Todd Flanders. Fantastic.
I can't wait to go nail you in the ground again on Friday, man. Boom. Hammer and a nail.
Much like the Jaguars defense last year, can't get much worse, huh?
All right, we got a break. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. We'll be back, put a bow on the show here from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena in the new home of the Jacksonville Waves when we come back. Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with JaxPal.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right?
That's right.
So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Well, that was a look at Cam Little, who's been successful in his first year and change in Jacksonville, but missed kind of a big kick the other day. And you know, I mean, he missed 2 last year. He's missed 2 in the last 2 weeks. And so I think there's all of a sudden like, hey, some concern, right? Or a little bit of concern. I think there's like a sneaky amount of concern right now about Cam Little missing 2 in 4 games. And that one was a huge one at the time because it could have made it an 8-point game and all the rest. I'm not concerned. I will say this, and I'm not here to give Cam Little excuses. I just know on both weeks, we had a very unusual weather week in Jacksonville where that wind was swirling in the stadium 2 weeks ago against Houston. You remember both punters had a very difficult time. Fairbairn also missed a kick. And I was talking to Logan Cook after that game. He's like, man, you could not figure out like what it was going to do. He's like, you saw both of us struggle punter-wise. And it's just one of those days where you just try to get out of there and hope that it all goes well. Yeah. He said, like, even Cam's kick, he said, it just, like, boom, took a right at the end, like the wind just took it. And then San Fran, you're going to get some wind. I think that's probably a place that just about every week you're going to get something in there. And that one was swirling. And I noted it before the game because we had so much time. I was down on the field and watching Cam kick, and both kickers kick, and they were kind of struggling to figure out what was going on there. Well, Cam obviously tried to get that thing to come back in, and it just wouldn't come back in. And even Liam Coen said it like, hey, he hit it really well. It just didn't come back in. So I'm not concerned about Cam Little at all, but you also want him to kind of hit one or two or just hit a big one sooner or later that makes him feel confident. Because I think he was wearing it a little. We had him as a guest on Monday on Jags Report Live. I felt like he was wearing that one a little bit. He hasn't really experienced this yet in the NFL. He's been so darn good that he didn't experience one that, like, dang, I should have had that one.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the growing pains a little bit, right? Because I think as you gain more experience in the NFL, the more you can kind of deal with that swirling wind and everything. So I'm not necessarily saying I'm worried about Cam Little yet. I mean, based off of what you were saying and based off of what I kind of saw, too, on Twitter and people talking about it, I guess, the winds were pretty bad in San Fran in terms of, what the ball was doing. So, especially from a young kicker, you want to see him get like a 60-yarder or something just to kind of reaffirm, hey, the guy that we saw in the preseason, that's the dude that we've been hyping up, all preseason now, all this regular season. And hopefully that time will come. But I think it's just kind of the growing pain sometimes of being a kicker in the NFL. And he's young and he still has a lot to learn.
Fair enough to say, by the way, that he struggled a little bit on kickoffs, too, at times.
Yeah,
so, I mean, there's again, this hasn't been the greatest year, too, in the first month of the season for Cam Little, if we're being honest.
Well, see, and that's what people forget about as well, because we're always so focused on the field goal part of it. But I do think the kickoff part of it, the Bengals, you saw that a little bit. They haven't necessarily figured out exactly what you want to do yet. And I think a lot of teams in the NFL haven't really figured it out yet. It's crazy. I forgot what game I was watching. I don't know if it wasn't Miami. I don't know. But it was a primetime game I was watching where they figured it out. And I forgot who the team was, but I guess their average opponent starting position is on the 25 or 30-yard line, which is crazy compared to everything else. So once again, that takes time to learn, but it is definitely a weapon, because if you have teams starting on the 35 to 40-yard line, rep in and rep out, there's only so much your defense can do with that.
Yeah, you're a couple first downs away, especially with the legs these days of the kickers. So Vic Fangio yesterday, I think he likened it to the live ball era in Major League Baseball. It's kind of like, Vic, are you saying they've got all these kickers are on steroids or something? But
Vic never waste an opportunity to bring a baseball reference. He's
a big baseball guy.
Oh, he's probably as far as coaches I've had, he's the biggest baseball fan I've ever come across.
Didn't know that.
He's like a diehard Yankees fan too.
Okay.
So that gets a little annoying. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was with the Bears. He was
it does.
Constantly talking about the Yankees, but I feel like when I played for the Bears, they weren't that good, so it was a little more refreshing.
Okay, good. Hey, we had Cam Little on the show, as I mentioned. Here's him talking about kind of figuring this out. This is a little bit different. He has not had to deal with the wind in his career very much, even going back to college.
We finally get to special teams.
Yeah.
And you've been making kicks this season. I know we'll talk about the miss in a moment. But how you feel in year two when you're coming off this fantastic rookie year?
Yeah, obviously have a couple misses this season, but feel really confident in all the games we're going into. So dealing with a little more outdoor games, I guess, in this part of my season than indoor. Some tough places. Last weekend in Jacksonville was a little windy. In San Francisco, a little windy. So kind of learning how to mature in those environments is something that I kind of look forward to. Last year we didn't deal with a lot of windy games. We're dealing with them early this year. So it's teaching me how to be professional, and learning how to play certain ball flights is going to become valuable. That just comes to being with an NFL kicker.
And I am go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you finish up.
Well, I'm curious about that. Because listen, we did the post-game show in Jacksonville last week, and the wind was, you say a little windy. It was windy, and I know you're not going to use that as an excuse, but I'm wondering how much. I don't know how the ball travels, so I'm curious, as you prepare for the kick, are you not, when it's windy, do you have to play the wind?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's something you have to do, especially we're right on the river here in Jacksonville, so that's something you have to feel, and it could change. Sometimes it could be blowing one way. You've got to feel it right before the kick, what's going on, and so I'm learning how to do that. Logan's been a great mentor to me in those kind of environments to kind of deal with it, because he's been playing here so long, so I just need to do that at a higher standard, obviously, to put the ball through the uprights, because that's what I get paid to do.
And by the way, I think people talk about the wind and they think it's either at your back or in your face.
Yeah.
That ain't it.
Right.
Last week, it was swirling in Jacksonville, which is a bit unusual.
Yes.
But in San Francisco, that's not unusual. And I was down on the field early, and I know you were warming up specifically to that end.
Yeah.
And that thing's going all over the
Yeah.
place. And Logan said the same thing about punting. Both punters struggled here in Jacksonville a week ago, and those are two good punters.
Right.
So, I mean, that swirling wind is really the difficult one.
It's definitely different. Obviously, warming up one way to the game in San Francisco, I was dealing with them missing the ball a little left with the wind coming right to left, so I tried to keep it out there right, and the wind just obviously didn't take it back. I feel it right before I'm going out there, so just got to do a better job of kind of picking that line and making that kick.
I think Liam said today, though, you hit that ball well.
I did.
It just never came back for you.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you can take a look at the flags here. They're obviously blowing in my face and a little right to left, and the ball didn't move at all. So it's kind of frustrating, but, I get paid to make kicks, so I've got to go out there and put it through those yellow things.
That's one way to put it. I think it was interesting, too, to hear Coen say he's a special talent. So, they haven't lost any faith in him. Yeah. Again, you want a good moment. I thought Cam's a young guy now. He's 22 years old. He's awesome. He's a great personality. Everybody loves him. And so a little adversity strikes, right? And we've seen this with Brian Thomas Jr. These are two guys that had fantastic seasons in their rookie year, and they haven't really had to deal with much adversity, and they're individually dealing with a little bit of it, maybe in Brian's case, a lot of it, in the first month of the season. So it's just part of the growing pains of the sport and being a professional athlete, being a young person. They're both 22 years old, man. I mean, we forget that sometimes, and way easier to handle success than it is sometimes the adversity. But you got to stay confident, especially as a kicker, obviously as a receiver. They've got to stay believing in what they're able to do, and I think Cam will do that for sure. By the way, Parker Washington on Jaguars All Access tomorrow night. We just got that confirmed this morning, so Parker Washington, Jaguars All Access tomorrow night, String Sports Brewery in Springfield, 7 o'clock on Fox 30, 7 o'clock also on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. And that's another, we'll end the show with a little Parker talk, but he's a guy that makes plays now. He's becoming a guy that's making plays. I had said this about his first couple of years. I thought he made some plays, but I also thought there were some plays you'd like to have back.
Sure.
Was it last week against Houston? Or was it it was last week against Houston.
With some of the drops.
He would like to have at least one of them back, probably both of them back that he dropped. But overall, I feel like he also he's a playmaker. He went up and got it against the Cincinnati Bengals, I think, on that play. Yeah. He's now turning in. I think Daniel Griffith said 2 of the last 10 punt returns he's had have gone for touchdowns going back to last year.
Yeah.
Which seems kind of odd. I'm trying to do the math on that, but okay, I'll believe it. Daniel Griffith usually looks this stuff up. So, he can make plays in that part of the game, too. I do feel like Parker is one of your playmakers, special teams, and even on offense.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, and we talked about it going into that Houston game where you want to see him get more reps and everything, and he did. He got 11, 12 targets that game, if I'm not mistaken?
He did. He got 11, yeah.
And this kind of falls in line, and I've spoken about this before a little bit, where I love what Liam Cohen's doing in terms of, if you're making plays and you're being that guy, they're going to try to find you a way to implement you in that offense, or obviously on special teams as well, where he's been dominant. So, yeah, wherever it is, anytime you can, and I kind of call it the Dennis Gardeck effect a little bit. You don't see him in every single play.
Yeah.
But when you do see him,
that's a good call.
It almost directly affects the team in a positive light, right? And that's what you saw with Parker Washington in San Fran.
Yeah, it's a good call right there on that one. All right, hey, that's going to do it from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena here on a Wednesday. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for being a little patient as well, as we wanted to give some love to the new league in Jacksonville and also the new team in Jacksonville, Jacksonville Waves of the Upshot League. So it's a new basketball league and team in Jacksonville and in the Southeast. Also have teams in Savannah, Charlotte, and Greensboro. This is going to keep growing. I've been told a half a dozen teams knocking on the door to get in the league already, and there'll be 20, 30 teams if you look down the road for a few years. So pretty cool. They are called the Jacksonville Waves. That was unveiled today. Kind of like it. Mm-hmm. Cool little color scheme as well. I think overall it's going to go off well, and people will receive it in a good way. And next, also announced today, a new coach, Jess Bogia, I think I'm saying that correctly, has some Jacksonville University women's basketball ties as well. So first coach of the Jacksonville Waves here of the Upshot League, Donna Orender. A lot of dignitaries here in Jacksonville today at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, where a lot of good things are happening right now as you look over the sports complex, and we can see all the way through. From here at the arena, with the Icemen starting up in the month of October, then you go right to the baseball grounds, AAA, national champions, international league champions. That was a lot of fun last week. And then, of course, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we can see all the way across the road, and that's Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, 3-1 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2-2 for the Chiefs on Monday Night Football coming up in a few days. We'll talk more about that game, of course, tomorrow. And we'll also have a little Let's Go Fishing. So if you got any fishing catches, send them to sports@actionnewsjacks.com. All right, man. Have a good day. Get some sleep.
Will do. Sounds good. See you tomorrow.
Get back on track.
Oh, yeah.
We will see you tomorrow. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Also, a cup date today at 2 o'clock with Stuart Weber, Fleet and Footy tomorrow coming up. So we've got a bunch of shows on the network. Just go to actionsportsjacks.com or the Action News Jax app. Have a good Wednesday, everybody.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, we have what you need.
Get a Moto Guzzi Stone Corsa for just $235 a month, or a Triumph Trident for as low as $207 a month, or the popular Honda Rebel 1100 DCT starting at a low $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from all of our great brands, only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day, just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
Backs it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass.
And they have been. We've been talking. We've been articulating.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
Content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjacks.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep,
Not
can't eat.
eating.
You see that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $100 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get a Hyundai Santa Fe with 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We showed no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark